Good afternoon and welcome to Cabra Bowls here. It's the men's inter-region final. We're just seeing the concluding stages of the two trial ends, and we're going to be seeing Metro Southwest. That's a good start, isn't it? Metro Southwest up against Metro Northwest. Representing Metro Southeast, though, is my co-commentator. Nick Hind is my name. I'm joined, though, this afternoon by Brett Hughes, who's been the manager for Metro Southeast. Brett Hughes, good afternoon to you.
Thanks, Nick, and lovely to be here and joining you. I got a bit excited there when you mentioned Metro Southeast, but of course Dermot Minahan was the manager. If I claim that, I'd get in trouble off Dermot, but just there as chairman of selectors and the coach for Metro Southeast. But look, very excited about this final here today. We have two really classy outfits. And probably arguably on paper before the competition started, you would have had these two probably penciled in the final, although they've got to get there. But I'm sure we're in for a great game of bowls this afternoon.
Absolutely. So for Metro Southwest, it's going to be Jack Smith, Ben Winther, Gerard Beath and Carl Healey. And Metro Northwest, Rohan Dennis, Trent Whittingham, Cody Packer and Dave Ferguson, if you don't mind. So how's that for an all-star lineup here this afternoon? No smaller names, of course, on the other rinks. Metro Southwest, Nick Cahill is up against Darren Morrison for Metro Northwest. They're going to be next door on rink 16. And then in the middle of the green, Ben Twist up against Mason Lewis. So three world-class matchups here. And remarkably, too, in the women's final, it's going to be the same two regions, Metro Southwest and Metro Northwest, going head-to-head over there. So we'll bring you updates from that match as we go. That's our trial ends completed. It's going to be Metro Northwest with the mat. And we're going to get the action underway here at Cabramatta. This is going to be the final after 3 big days of competition across 3 venues. We're down to our final. So, Brett, you've been spending the last few days around this playing group. Who do you like here? Who do you think is going to be the team to beat in this big final?
Yeah, I'm not going to put my neck out here, Nick. I really think this one will go right down to the wire. Yeah, look, I've seen a bit of Northwest, and they've just been building into it. We actually Southeast beat them during the rounds, but then they beat us comfortably this morning in the semi-finals. So, look, two classy outfits, and yeah, look, if I had to go a slight way, I'd probably leaning towards Northwest. But yeah, it really is anyone's game.
Well, we're absolutely privileged to bring you this coverage. Metro Northwest, slightly favoured, says Brett Hughes, but you never know. And as we've seen, some topsy-turvy results over the last few days. Conditions here, it's getting a little bit gloomy, so and getting cold outside too. So we see the players, they've got some jackets on, and well, the jackets aren't necessarily as updated as the uniforms there for Metro Northwest. So they're still got the old Zone 10 on the back of theirs.
Yeah, the jackets are old, but the shirts certainly stand out. They got a few of the old district colours in there, and yeah, they've tried to incorporate it all into the shirt.
Yeah, we had a chat about this during the this morning's match, and the Metro Northwest shirts, the stained glass window they've been referred to, and I think they look pretty good. I've come around to them.
Yeah, they're certainly out there.
So we're seeing Trent Whittingham there. It's pulling a bit short.
Might just take a couple of ends for them to get used to this. They've moved from the bottom green to the top green, Nick, and might just take them a couple of bowls to get close, but certainly won't take them too long before they start building that head. And we see Trent coming in here, pretty similar line. He's just got to get up and over his own bowl. Not too bad.
Done that. Carl Healey, yeah, you can still get there under your own. Benny Winther, of course, a very experienced campaigner.
Looks to be on a fair line. He might just drop underneath here, Nick. Probably just need a couple of feet of weight.
Yeah, didn't quite have it. How was that bottom green running, Brett Hughes? Was there...
Yeah, look, considering the amount of rain that we've had here in Sydney over the past week or so, geez, what conditions we've seen. The ground staff at Cabramatta, and not only Cabramatta, but also, Cabravale, Mount Lewis, everywhere we've played this week, they've done an absolutely fantastic job to be able to get the greens and the surfaces to the playing standard that they have over the past week.
Yeah, I know. Being at Mount Lewis yesterday, there was... they've had some significant rain, and I was just talking with Josh Berry this morning. He said he's been pleased with how the greens have come up, and the players appreciated that. So nice effort here.
Oh, Cody Packer.
Well, that's what you'd expect. He's the current state singles champion. Using a different set of bowls though, Cyril, I know. He had a nice white set up in Ballina for the state singles.
Yeah, he actually used the white set too over at Mount Lewis. So you'll see a few of the bowlers. They've actually they've changed bowls throughout the tournament depending on the conditions of the green. So yeah, I think I've seen Mason Lewis also change his bowls, and Cody's done that as well.
All right, so Gerard Beath now going to have a look. Still be looking up the forehand. Positive through the shot, down to the jack.
Yeah, he's just got to get down a little. He's just going to get that front bowl of bends. He's a really good weight for the shot too.
So, Dave Ferguson, he's having a assessment here. He's going to ask for a change of hands and cover.
He's on a fair line. He's just got to get down to that bowl, and he's pretty close, Nick. He's played it fairly well.
Well, getting some warm applause from teammates. There is Cody Packer.
So I think we'll see Gerard just try and play that same sort of shot. He'll be down trying to sit that bowl or get through the jack. He's got a catcher from Jack Smith over there on the right.
Yeah, the dark blue bowls are Jack Smith's. He's just not quite giving that one the go.
No, on a really good line.
So now, what do you like here for Dave Ferguson? Chance to add on?
Oh, I don't think Dave will want to give. I don't think Dave will want to give Carl anything to work with. So he'll stick to his backhand and just try and beat that back bowl of Cody's. If you can get through that a little bit, you can nearly just get under that and go close to counting.
Yeah.
He's not on a bad line. It's just whether he can reach. He just needs another yard on that. Yeah, so just a fraction short. Really good line there by Dave, and just another yard of weight would have seen him in a pretty good spot, and also covering. But not too disappointed with that.
And now for Carl Healey. going to reach this shot bowl here. Parks in behind. Well, that gives a few more options.
Yeah, very well played by Cole. He's never too far away, and of course playing on his home ground, he'll be out to impress. Not a bad little crowd starting to build up outside either, Nick.
Well, for a Monday, I was just saying to you, Brett Hughes, I was speaking to my man Josh Ingram before, who's of course won a few things in recent months, and represented the Nepean Highlanders at this great event. He's conveniently booked in his car to get service this afternoon, just around the corner from the club. So he's turned up. He's up on the balcony. There's quite a few spectators here cheering them on, and why wouldn't there be? Because, of course, the men and the women, we've got the same two regions in the final, so chance to support your entire region's cohort.
Dave's on a really good line. He just clipped his front bowl. He didn't need that. He was all over that. So I think Gerard just indicating you're 2, possibly 3 down. So he was just try and see Carl beat his last one. If he can drop a foot inside his last one, he'll definitely get second, and can go close to the shot around the green as well. So we see he's on a good line, Nick.
He does like this Carl Healey, asking for it to rip down now. Well, as you suggested, Brett Hughes, he's drawn second shot, and it's one only. So Metro Northwest, David Ferguson's rink, is on the board first. They lead 1-0. Now I'll be updating the scoreboards as soon as I can, but the only issue we've got here is, of course, the players know exactly where we are and they know exactly where the scoreboards are, so tend to stand right in the way.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can get caught up with the atmosphere in the moment, and you do forget the cameras are there, and these guys will be giving everything today to try and take home this title. You see Rohan Dennis from Whitworthville Leagues Bowling Club. Rowan's actually a former partner of mine, say from the Northmead Bowling Club. Played quite a bit, but great to see Rohan out here and mixing it with the big fellas. So we see Jack Smith also sticking with the backhand, so going the same way as Rohan. So trying to find their line down there, and not a bad opening bowl, just a little bit short.
Well, we did stream this rink this morning, and there was no real preference from the women what side of the rink they tended to favour. Players seemed quite happy playing both hands, and as we get here later in the afternoon, green conditions will be changing, so we'll see. We'll pick up on that as it cools off. There is some cloud around. Suggestion of a late shower. Andrew Lynn's got the umbrellas at the ready to go over our cameras, but I'm backing that we won't need them.
Well, one of the locals did tell me that the clouds are very high, so apparently that's a sign that it will stay off a bit. So fingers crossed out there, obviously, for the players as well.
Jack Smith, he's correct his weight nicely there.
So we see Trent Whittingham, also from the Wentworthville Leagues Club. So Norwest got a couple of players in this rink from Wendy Leagues, and also Dave and Cody now out of the strong Marylands Bowling Club.
Well, the very strong Marylands, yes, we've discussed that, of course, this morning. There's lots of excitement coming up later on this week. Marylands, we know, will finish number 1 in the Platinum Pennant. They're the only team whose position is absolutely secure. So round 11 from 1 p.m. on Thursday the 29th of May. You can catch all the action on the Bowls New South Wales YouTube. Jason Pinnock will be back in the chair.
There's a cracking bowl by Trent Whittingham. Draws the shot. Jack high. Good one from Trent. Good correction. Yeah, it'd be great to see Jason back. He's done a fantastic job with the commentary and for the Bowls New South Wales Platinum Pennant. He's really enjoyed it, and often gives me a buzz at the end of each week as we see an absolutely supreme bowl there from Ben. Sits Trent out and makes 2.
Yeah, so stars aligned there. Benny, Dave Ferguson, he's asking to go just a little bit direct at this.
Well, the good thing is, Rohan hasn't nailed it, but his 2 bowls have finished behind the head. A very useful spot. We know that Dave likes to attack and give his bowls a chance. So, they're just in that catching zone back there, so not in a bad spot.
Well, we see a fairly firm, aggressive line.
Might be just under. In a great catching spot, though, Nick.
Well, there was a lovely bit of weight there. Was asked not to lose the bowl. Kept it up at the back of the rink, as you suggest, Brett Hughes, in a really, really good home. And now for Carl Healey, well, he said to Gerard, you might need to beat them too, this.
Been in some pretty good form, Gerard Beath. Been at St John's Park now for a couple of years and done really well over there in the club championships. And it's great to see him out here playing in this zone in a series and playing quite well. It's very close to the back bowl of Trent Whittingham. So possibly made 3.
So, Fergo's body language suggesting something fairly similar.
Yeah, we'll see Cody down there just playing with that yard of weight to sit the bowl or trail the jack. You'll just need to hold up here. It ducks a little bit there. Oh, really good weight, the weight that Dave asked for.
So we see the players, they're certainly taking their time. You can see how much this means to them, how important this is. So
Cole just asked him to draw through that blue bowl. So if he can get through that blue bowl, just around it, get in there between Trent and Corey's bowl, being a lovely spot, and could count as well. See, he's on a fair line, but I don't know, he's gone closer to drawing the shot. And it's ended up in a good spot, not what he wanted, but...
a little bit of protection now on that shot bowl and on that jack.
Yeah. Possibly holding 3.
Yeah, I like them for 3. I think Cody Packer's green is probably the best for Metro Norwest.
So we see Dave. He's on a fair line here. He just needs to get down to the white. That's a really good shot, Dave Ferguson. 3 down to 1 up. He backed himself there, went down. If he was a bit wide, he was going to be 3 down, but he backed himself to get onto that bowl and played an absolutely brilliant shot for 1.
Yeah, great call from you there, Brett. Exactly right. He got the right edge of it too, didn't he? Played with that right sort of speed to get a result. He wasn't going crazy.
Yeah, well, when you're as good as these guys, you back your ability, don't you? And you have a crack at it, and we'll see a lot of shots like that today, I'm sure.
I wouldn't know. I'm not as good as these guys. He might be.
Cole's gone running through the head there. He'll want that to stay up.
No, well, disappears. So that's, for a player of Carl's ability, that's pretty loose from him. But he's got another one, and I'll back him to succeed.
Yes, I'm pretty sure you'll see Dave here play the forehand, try and put a bit of pressure on, see if he can nail this.
Even he puts his nose on the front of it.
Yeah, because we have got Cody at the back, so and Trent, he's got quite a few at the back, so back bowls are not a problem. So if you're trying to nail this, add to the count. It's on a fair line. It's just up to his weight whether he reaches, and he has.
Well, that's in.
It's 2 good shots by Dave Ferguson.
So some discussion about whether they can make a number somewhere else, but
there is a bit of danger if he goes too quick. If he gets the jack out there in the corner, he could be 4 down. So I think you'll see him play with that yard of weight, looking for the bowl or getting the jack back. But he's pretty close to the bowl. He just needs to get up.
Well, he got the wrong edge of it in the end there, Carl Healey. The other side, he was very good. And it's going to be 2. There, 2. Metro Northwest. So, big bowl from Dave Ferguson. Let's have a look at that on the replay. So this was the big bowl that's set up here. Now we're down, we like 3.
Man, you just see it here. Lovely loop, down to the white, and springs it out. So Dennis again sticking to that side of the green, so he's taken a liking to that side. Got a good line, he's just dropped a bit short. He won't be happy with that, Rohan. We'll see Jack sticking to the same side as well. So early in the piece, the leads are finding that the kinder side to play. Jack looks pretty close to the money here. Lovely leading bowl and a toucher.
Yeah, just squeaking in behind there, neatly done. Jack Smith.
See Rohan getting a bit of a trot up here. He's chasing it down. He's just going to get around the back, I think. Geez, that's a really good bowl.
And you can see why, and what he's done is he's exposed the jack for us, which I do appreciate.
Yep, I'm sure David does too. It gives Trent an opportunity to sit the bowl or just reach the jack. But
we could see immediately there Jack Smith said no. Got to take some paddock out there. Geez, the weight was nice.
Yeah, lovely bit of weight by Jack, and as we said, Trent on the backhand. He'll be down here searching for that bowl or just a trail of the jack, but he's under the head as well. Nice bit of weight. Benny just on the high side. Maybe too disappointed with that. Trent does get the jack. It gives him a catcher over there. So Trent on a slightly higher line, but he still looks to be under. I just don't think he's got the weight.
Yeah, you could see he was chastising himself a long way out there. Top of your picture.
Yeah, it could be a few nerves settling in for the boys. See if Benny will try and just come underneath that last bowl of Trent's and See if he can get to the brown bowl of Rohan Dennis. It's a pretty good effort here, Nick. I don't think you'll see Cody short of this one. He's now got 2 bowls to work off, so if you're just playing that 2 feet away, you can work off the widest one to get back to the jack also. So he can use the inside of Benny's.
Well, he's done that.
That's a great shot. It was just unfortunate by Ben there. He did play a good bowl, but give a little edge for Cody to be able to work off, and he done it so well. Beautiful bit of weight.
Well, you can't give Cody Packer too many chances. Player of his capability. He's going to be likely always around it. Big bowl played next door. Metro Southwest, they were very vocal there. So Gerard up and about.
Yeah, so Beefy having a bit of a look at this. He's using a little bit of weight, but he's just under the line. He's going to get the front bowl of Rohan Dennis and possibly free now to Northwest.
Yeah, one of those maroon bowls of Rohan. Northwest, the vivid green of Cody Packer, of course, is in there, so we like those 3.
You haven't seen too many bowls of that colour that Cody's got.
Those vivid green ones, they're flash.
Oh, when you're as good as him, you can use whatever you like, I think. He goes pretty good, and he's got another handy bowl here. Oh, that's a lovely spot. So I think Kyle will call him on a bit of weight here again. Try and get Beefy down to that jack to spring it out.
Yeah, I like that sort of speed he played last time. I feel like he's got some options to just get things out in the open. Bit of disturbance.
He looks to be on a better line, Nick. Just got to get down to it.
He's pretty good, Cyril. Jeez,
I think he even touched a jack
so,
there.
So do I.
Close. It's a big effort.
Well, he's got one out. The challenge, though, is he hasn't made it any easier to get to the jack on that forehand now.
No. I think Dave will be just looking at possibly where the jack can go. But look, I do think if he hits the jack with that sort of weight, it'll go out to Trent. So I think you see Dave just coming down the backhand, try and beat that wing bowl of Ben's, of Benny Winther. If you can beat that wing bowl, he'll probably get another one in the count. It doesn't make the target any bigger for Carl.
Well, exactly as you suggested, Brett Hughes. That's the aim here. That black and white bowl. Benny Winther looking to beat that. Slides past.
Yeah, anything behind's not bad. It's a pretty good effort there.
You never know when it might come in handy.
No. You don't see jacks go forward very often, but it is a possibility on this end. But I think Carl will play backhand down there and just try and cut the damage. I think he's 3 down at the moment. So he can use the wing bowl of Rohan Dennis. Well, he doesn't need to.
He can just get the jack himself.
Yeah. Played a rip snorter and, out to the bowl of Trent Whittingham. But what he's done, he's only 1 down, and I think he's got 3 seconds himself now. So, great shot by Carl Healey. Pretty important here for Dave. He needs to get another one in the head, but he doesn't want to leave it next to the shot bowl because Cole could rip them both out, and I think Cole's got the next 3 or 4. So ideally, Dave will be just trying to get down just in front of the white if he can and be in the count.
One more roll, I reckon. Cyril's what he wanted there.
Yep.
So what do you think here, Carl?
Well, I think that bowler Dave's might be fourth shot. If Carl's got second and third, I think you'll see a fair bit of weight here from Carl. He'll try and rip the bowl out.
So bottom right of screen there.
Just not sure if he's got third and fourth. If he has, you'll see him rip it out. Otherwise, you'll see him try and draw the shot. Here we go.
Oh, it was backhand and was never really looked likely. One is all though. So another single shot to Team Ferguson. Another single shot to Metro Northwest. It's 7 all. 9 ends have been completed. And, well, this looks to be about the contest we imagined from word go here, Brett Hughes. The talent and the quality of these two squads. It's going to be very, very hard to predict a winner. And early doors, 7 all.
Yeah, this one's going to be a tight one. This will go down to the wire. Rohan again on the backhand. He's found his grass good. He's just got to nail that with his length. He's just been a little bit off, but he's got a pretty good bowl here to start with.
Well, there'll be a few outside of that.
Great start. Often seeing these big games, we've got some really big name players here playing today, but a lot of these games can be won up front. Your leads and your seconds. We see a pretty good reply here from Jack, just behind, but in a really good landing spot.
Well, Trent just lost a little bit on that last one.
Yeah, that's important. If you get your first one there, with Rohan, ideally David wanted the next one, even 2 feet behind.
Well, Jackie Smith's on a pretty fair track here.
He's just got to hold up.
Gets down to lands the shot bowl.
Good effort.
Didn't quite get enough of it.
It's ended up in a fair spot by Trent. Benny Winther on another good line here. Just needs to drop down to that bowl of Rowan's. Fair bowl.
Well, Trent was pretty quick on the mat there.
Yeah.
It almost did feel rushed. He was so quick to get up, get it away. He wanted to correct his previous one.
A bit of a coaching tip there for the kids out there, Nick. With that one, Trent you could see him walk off the mat, run off the mat, just stay down that couple of seconds. But again, that's just the adrenaline rush of playing in a final like this. I know Trent, and he'll definitely be up to this, and he'll be looking to improve on that for sure.
100%. So I'm just going to bring up our women's inter-region final. So here's the two squads. Kira's gone and taken photographs of everybody. This is the same here. Metro Southeast, Cyril. It's not Metro Southeast, Metro Southwest and Metro Northwest there. So they're in action next door. 7 shots to 2 currently. Metro Southwest leading that one. And my, isn't there some names in these region sides, particularly the ladies, don't they look strong, Metro Southwest?
Oh, look, it's just fantastic to see the ladies out there playing in this competition. First year that the ladies have played in this Interzone series, and we've got so much good talent out there. We've had it on display this week. absolutely fantastic to see the ladies out there playing, and the concept of a couple of seniors being in the side as well. I just think it's been great for the younger people to be able to learn off the more experienced players, and it's just been absolutely brilliant to watch.
Yeah, we've seen. I was talking with some of the players yesterday, Sharon Renshaw amongst others, who of course has been an Australian representative, and what she said was that a rising tide lifts all ships. Playing in these competitions, it's going to improve the standard of women's bowls across the state. This is just the first time. So,
no, I agree. As you see, good bowl there by Beathy, just over, trying to sit it. But, yeah, no, totally agree. And hasn't she achieved a lot in her career, and now she's passing on that to so much of our younger talent?
Yes, valued member of the junior committee and works with Michael Wilkes at Marimbula. There's been some great talent coming from that area of the state.
Oh.
Cody Packer, well, he's just going to slip through a hole.
Fair effort.
And more inter-region action coming up too in July, so we're only a couple of months away from the junior inter-region 7-a-side. That's going to be out at Dubbo, so great to see all the best and brightest from around New South Wales and the ACT being represented out there.
He's just on the high side again. Really good effort again by Beefy. But yeah, out to Dubbo, Nick, and they do a fantastic job out there looking after the juniors. All events out at Dubbo, but we'll have some of the finest talent in New South Wales on show, and if you're out Dubbo way, we encourage you to get out there and see some of New South Wales' best.
100%. It's been a really enjoyable process working with all the regions with this competition. There's a couple of little composite teams. The Northern Rivers have gone in with Manning and Mid-North Coast to put it in a composite side, which is fantastic. Haven't seen a lot of junior activity for some years up that part of the world, so for them to all get together and put in this composite side has been brilliant. Now, Dave Ferguson, well, he's being asked to go park one right round the back here.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good position there where he's got Rohan just behind and Cody just behind, so hard shot for Carl. Oh, it's a cracking shot by Dave. It's ended up in a really good position, really good spot there.
Well, Carl Healey, he hasn't played a bowl without pressure on yet, Brett Hughes. He's played some good ones, but
he loves it.
The pressure's been applied. Oh,
he loves it. Don't worry. The bigger the occasion, the better Carl goes.
I'll tell you what, there might be a story about it too at the end of it. He's a renowned storyteller, Carl Healey. Brett and I had the privilege of listening to the live story at one event.
Well, he's on a fair line here, Nick. He just needs to hold a little bit to the jack.
Oh, this could be adding to it.
What a shot, Carl Healey.
Well, Cody's having a good look here, and yes, it is down, he reckons.
Dave's in a really good spot here. He's got Rowan's there. He's got his own. He's got Cody's as well. So you'll see Dave here play with a little bit of weight. He's got the option. He's looking for the jack, but he's also got the option of Carl's bowl. He needs to just get down to the jack here. Dave Ferguson.
Oh.
What a cracking bowl by David Ferguson.
Oh, Brett Hughes, you're going to get yourself on the highlight reel if you keep this up. This is brilliant bowls. Brilliantly called by you. And once again, Carl Healey doesn't have a chance to play anything without the pressure. This is immense pressure being applied. Dave Ferguson, I mean, you say Carl Healey loves it. Well, Fergo loves it too, doesn't he? He answers back straight away.
We've got two of New South Wales best here on show this afternoon. So this is going to be a ding-dong battle, this one. We see Cole down on the forehand using a little bit of weight. They're just saying it to hold. I think he's got the front bowler Rowan's. So what a shot by Dave Ferguson. We'll have a look at this. It could be 2. They'll get the measure out. Three
it was. Wow. What a bowl from Fergo, making a number and taking, well, it's 7 shots to nil. Now, Metro Northwest lead on this rink. Currently it's 10 shots Metro Northwest, 7 shots Southwest. And we're getting lots of comments coming through. Jim's telling us that Jerry Beath's uncle played for the Dragons in the 70s.
He did, Barry Beath, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He's tough as nails too. Yeah, definitely. Beefy, a Cowra boy, and originally I grew up in the Leeton area, so I'd played against Beefy in the juniors. He used to kill me back then too. So, but yeah, definitely Barry Beath. What a footballer. I think you're just seeing the importance here too, Nick, the first few ends, that the front couple and definitely Cody just putting their bowls in really good spots. So if they are missing the target, they're getting really good bowls in good positions and allowing Dave to be able to trial Jackson sit bowls to make counts.
And we're also seeing as well, it feels as though Metro Northwest here, they've just been shrinking the lengths just ever so slightly as the game's been going on. You know, giving Dave Ferguson a big chance to hit these targets as well. He can, I mean, he can do it from any range, but the close range is always easier, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and I've got no doubt that Dave would have had a good chat to Rohan. Rohan was struggling a little bit on his form over in Mount Lewis and really improved today and played a really good semi-final. So, as you can see there, Rohan's got 2 bowls just behind the head, which I know Dave will like that.
Well, Jack Smith, he's got nothing wrong with that line there. Impeccable line.
Trent's been a little bit tight on his couple of bowls coming down here, so we're looking to try and improve on that. And yeah, he's just struggling a fraction at the moment. Line was good, just a bit short.
Yeah, you can see Fergo giving some encouragement there.
Benny Winther here on a really good line. Yeah, we see a great shot there by Benny. It's more liking. Trent's really got to give himself a chance with this one. If he misses, be behind. He's got a jack to trail, Ben's to sit on. He's on a better line here. I'm sure Dave will be happy with that one. Good correction. Well, you don't get much expression out of Fergo. Cody's there clapping, and but Dave doesn't give too much away.
He's rarely animated, Dave Ferguson.
Yeah, Benny's on a good line again.
Well, he's the man who I rate as being a real difference maker in this competition. You know, he's a class act. He's a really good bloke too, aside from everything else. And the Mount Lewis product, he's played 2 crackers there.
He has, yeah. Very good bowler, Benny. And I mean, if you got him playing second in your side, you've got a good team.
Yeah, had the privilege of catching up with him at the champion pairs only recently at Mount Lewis. He was playing there, and well, what a challenging few days that was. There's some pretty ordinary weather, but the players and the clubs handled it commendably. Katie Packer is setting up to have a look here on the forehand. I'm going to draw a split.
Yeah, he's just
The black and white I favour.
He's just going to be slightly over.
So 12 all. The scores are live across all the rinks there. It's all up to date. So 12 shots Metro Southwest, 12 shots Metro Northwest. Southwest lead 12-9 in the women's. So action galore.
In all fairness, Nick, has there been an event that you haven't run any bowls in New South Wales where it hasn't rained? I mean, if there was ever a drought, we just put an event on, and you have done really well to be able to get through the events you have with the weather that we've had.
It didn't rain at Merimbula for the juniors. That was about as good as we went there under the roof. No, look, it's been. I mean, I think the players, the host venues, the spectators, the volunteers, everybody, the green staff could be massively commended. The Bowls New South Wales event season has been impacted by the wet weather that we've seen all across the state. But to still see greens running as good as these, as true as these greens have been, it's been so commendable.
See a fairly tidy bowl there by Beathy, just behind the head. A brilliant line again. You'll just see Cody adjust this, just try and take a fraction of weight off. He's looking for the inside of Ben's bowl to get back to the jack. He's on a fair line here, Nick. Just got to get up. Just dropped a fraction short.
That's probably number 2. We'll see how that's lying just from the other camera. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, it just fell out. So I think it might have been. It just fell back, but I think it's still the 2 down.
Oh, some vocal things going on next door. Gerard Beath steps off. Okay, gives himself a moment to get composed, and absolutely entitled to.
See Beefy on a bit of a high line here. He's just going to try and drop back. He's only got to get back around his own. Just catches the edge of Benny's. Bit stiff there. Pretty good bowl by Beefy.
All these players, they've went far away doing their very best. So Tony Wood comes across from next door to give Fergo a bit of a word up and a polish.
Yeah, a bit of a laugh, bit of a smile.
No, there's some. I think.
Good to see.
There's a bit of joy there from Dave Ferguson. Clearly Tony Wood's in his good books at the moment.
That they just had pretty good weight, I think. It was just a fraction under the line for what he wanted. So good chance here for Carl to add another one.
Well, important, yeah, Carl Healey yet to get on the board. So Nick Hine and Brett Hughes here with you at the Men's Inter-Region Sides Championship. This is the men's final here at Cabra Bowls. As we see Carlos, he needs to get down and under.
He's got the edge of Beefy, which has probably got him in. So to be very close to being in the count. So good bowl there by Carl. Give his bowl a chance.
Well, for the first time, we're seeing a little bit of a pressure being applied again to David Ferguson. Andrew Lynn's just flipped a chair over in disgust here in the commentary box. He walked in. You've seen Brett Hughes is sitting here. Flipped the chair. Goodness me. Well, this looks to be a better track here from Fergo.
Well, he's just under the line, I think, Nick.
Oh, geez, I liked it more out of the hand.
Good weight.
Brett Hughes very quickly picked up what was under the line now. Well, this is about as free as a kick will get in this contest, you feel.
So big chance here for Carl. I think he's possibly got 3. Definitely 2, but big chance to add here.
Doesn't need too much different from his last.
Yeah, He's got a hold. I think he's a bit under the line.
Well, he's tipped Trent Whittingham up, but it's going to be 2 shots to Ben Winther at the moment, and then
they'll get the measure out.
Well, while they're doing that, you can see they're having a big discussion, Carl Healey, with Jack Smith and Benny. What are we going to do?
Three.
3 it was.
Lovely.
It's been set up. We've had some big bowls here throughout this contest. We've been watching just some absolute masters at work.
Yeah, none bigger than this one by Dave Ferguson.
Well, this was, just the other end, and Dave Ferguson, he's been on fire here.
Just want to give a big shout out, Nick, to our umpires and our volunteers that have helped out throughout this event. They've been absolutely sensational.
Yes, the sport doesn't function without them, and it's often a thankless job, but you're exactly right, Cyril. It's great to do, and really do commend all our officials for getting involved, supporting the sport. Jack Smith gets us underway. So they've gone long. Metro Southwest.
And I don't know if you picked up on it, Nick, but...
changed hands.
Correct. So we've just seen a change in length, and Cole's got Jack on to the forehand, coming back towards the clubhouse, with Rohan sticking to the backhand.
So while I've got a clear run at these scoreboards, I can update them all for us here. So Carl Healey, 3 shots, Metro Southwest. Dave Ferguson, 7, Metro Northwest. But Nick Cahill and Benny Twister out to little leads early.
So another cracking bowl there by Jack Smith.
Well, this is what Metro Southwest would have wanted. They've won control of the mat for the first time in this game, and Jack Smith's done the right thing and parked 2 right near it.
He has, and that's where it all starts. If you put the pressure on up front, makes it very hard, and we see Rohan just going under and rolling Jack in for another one.
Oh, they've changed that board. I've missed that one. It's 7-3. It is to Nick Cahill. Early. I'll update that for us.
See Benny on a lovely line here. Just needs a little bit more to get to the jack. He's played a great bowl here, Benny. What a shot.
Well,
Trent looks under the line here. Weight's not too bad to do some damage, but handy catcher.
yeah, go again was the quick call from Carl. You've played that nicely there, Benjamin. Show us something pretty similar. Bryce de Bruin watching. Great job, David, saying g'day Cyril, Jason Powell, great coverage and commentary. Well, it's lovely to have your company wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world. Nick Hind and Brett Hughes from Bowls Australia are here with you this afternoon. This is the Bowls New South Wales Inter-Region Sides Championship. It's the men's final. And, well, we saw the hands go in the air a little bit there from Trent. He must have expected that bowl was going to work a little bit harder than it did.
Yeah, he's just finding it a little bit difficult at the moment, Trent. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse you can get. But Yeah.
Well, he's got plenty of support out there. Cameron Curtis, of course, he's in the corner for Metro Northwest this afternoon. And, well, when you've got somebody with his record, his resume, might be someone to just turn to for a quiet word.
Yeah, he's done a little bit in the game.
Remarkably, his record was equalled, though. Brett Hughes, did you pick up on that recently? He was the first, and is now one of two who won 3 consecutive New South Wales Junior Boys singles titles.
Okay.
The other being, of course, Tim Thorning, who won his third at Merimbula.
Isn't he on fire at the moment?
Only a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, well, he played beautifully yesterday at Mount Lewis.
Cody's on a fair line here. If you can get down to that bowl fat, really good effort. Very stiff there. Oh, and the bowl just falls over on the jack. It's made it really difficult now.
And 4 shots indicated by Carl Healey after that's happened. He says, give me some cover, stay away from that.
Well, Beath had played a really good bowl before, so he's got another one in the head. And yeah, they haven't got a lot at the back, so anything behind will be good.
Tough to get to, though. Get that jack moving with a little bit of protection at the front now. So I like this call from Carl Healey. You know, leave that alone. Give us some cover somewhere else. That might cover and apply a little bit of pressure too. There's a world where the jack gets squeezed over there.
Yeah, it could count in cover in count. Nick, it's pretty close. So yeah, it's really good bowls there from Jack, Bennett and Gerard to put a lot of pressure on here. So
yeah, the front end all working together for Metro South West. And for Carl Healey, he'd be really pleased with that.
no, teamwork makes the dream work. See Cody playing a little bit of weight here. He's just under the line. He's going to be the back bowler Rohan's. So no one behind, but geez, it makes it a difficult shot here for Dave Ferguson.
Yeah, you can see what Fergo was calling for, though. There was a few to sit off to sort of chip it away, just chip it down.
Yeah.
But when you miss when it's as important as this. See next door, 11-3 now. Nick Cahill leads. So Metro Southwest early out to a 10-shot advantage. Carl Healey's asking for that one to stay on. It does.
Yeah, in a good spot. So I think you'll see Dave play the same sort of shot. I think you'll see him come down and try and connect onto the blue bowl to see if he can pop it open. Difficult shot, but he's in pretty good form. He's not on a bad line here, Nick. He's just got to get up a little bit around that brown.
Wow.
Just gets the edge. Big effort by Dave Ferguson.
Gee, you're not wrong there. No touch on the front, and he was really, really good.
He's got his back bowl too, so...
Oh, what it has done is it's made it a bit easier to get that jack out now. With the red bowl moving, there's a chance, if they wanted to, be a bit more direct through the front. Carl Healey's being called. And they're all going to have a bit of a powwow about this, because there's a lot of different ways that this could go. And I suspect that Metro Southwest, they're going to ask themselves, well, what do you think the most likely result is here?
It's good to see they're all involved. Bit of a team powwow, and what do we think's going to happen, and where do we put this bowl to try and protect it?
Yeah, well, with Dave Ferguson still having one in the chamber there, it's
Yeah, Cole will be really happy with his setup. He'll be thinking now, right, where do I protect? How do I could possibly even cover and count. Backhand out wide on the wing. If he can get to that, past that bowl of Rohan's and in between Cody's will be a great spot to help cover and count. So he's on a pretty good line here, Nick. Just needs to drop to that bowl. He'll be really happy with this. That's a great shot.
Well, you can see, warm round of applause. There's hands being shaken. Metro Southwest, that was a meaningful bowl.
Certainly was, and Dave's got to be careful here now. Like if he tries to play that same shot and he just misses, he could play a really good bowl and still go down a 4. Or does he just try and cut back, try and get second or third wood? Looks as though he's going the forehand again, and he's having a fair crack at it. He's on a pretty good line. Dave Ferguson. What a shot,
wow.
Dave Ferguson. That is massive. In the context of this game, 4 down.
4 up.
What a turnaround. A turnaround of 8 shots.
3 up. 3 up it was.
Oh, I'm getting a bit excited, Nick.
Well, you're entitled to be. Let's play that one again. So you can see here, was down a Mozza. And just beautiful controlled swinging weight. Gets up. Gets through the shot bowl, through the jack, spits it out. And, well, there was nothing at all that could have been done to prevent that. You just got to shake your head, applaud.
Yeah.
What do, Brett Hughes? You just...
You take your hat off to that. Cole Healey played a great bowl. Cole couldn't have played any better and played the head really well, but sometimes you just got to tip your hat and say what a great bowl.
So, huge swing here in the context of this match. Metro Northwest were starting to get away, but a 3-shot pickup for David Ferguson. Well, just keeps them in the hunt here. 7 shots is the margin.
Pretty good starter by Rowie. Yeah, so we've seen Rowie stick with the forehand, coming back this way away from the club, and Jack going the other hand. So that's been a slight change in the last couple of ends.
Probably just a move to try and get back into the game.
Well, it's welcome back into the game too, Andrew Lynn. Thank you for joining us once again, mate.
He'd done a little pack up. Well, Metro Northwest, just with that pick up, they just caught up a little bit. Getting Brett rather excited there.
It's some real quality bowls here today, Andrew, and when you've got Cole Healey and Dave Ferguson playing, you're going to get excited.
Slightly high line here. I'm coming late, fellas. I don't know who's playing. I better look it up.
So yeah, Trent just trying to get his line and length. Better to be behind than short. But seen a real big shift. Benny Winther's nailed the last few ends, and that's really given Cole something to work with. So yeah, Benny's been pretty high quality.
Yeah, he's my player to watch. But, what a game we can bring you here. Final of the Men's Inter-Region Sides Championship. And, well, some of the absolute top guns in bowls.
What a great correction there by Trento. He's been struggling with a bit of confidence, so that'll help him out, doing the world a good. One behind with his first, and he's nailed that with his second.
Well, it does make his back bowl look much more usable now. There's one that's just out of picture. Oh, Benny Winther after I before. You can see that back bowl of Trent at the back of the rink there. That might come in very handy before too long, Brett Hughes.
Yep. So, first one behind and was able to manage to adjust from there. So that's the way to go. If you're struggling a little bit, then try and get your first one behind and adjust back from that. So Trent's done that really well, and I'm sure Dave Ferguson will be happy with that.
Yeah, well, conventional wisdom is we're going to miss long because very, very infrequently does the jack bounce back up the green.
Well, we've been saying that, but you never know your luck. Players with this sort of power as well. Jacks go flying in the air. We saw one chipped over. A jack got chipped over a bowl just the other day when I was watching one of your great streams, Andrew. It was very... you don't see that all the time. There's a couple of spits of rain now.
He's threatening.
Just looking out the window here. We're in the penthouse at Cabramatta Bowls Club.
The turret.
See Beefy on a pretty good line here to get down to Rohan. So it's a good shot. Second wood there.
Perhaps a little fortunate, but then again, you're there or thereabouts. That's when your luck starts.
That's it, yeah. Got to be in the area, and we all know bowls. A lot of luck involved.
Although, one of the great golfers once, somebody said you seem to have a lot of luck with the chip-in shots, and he said, you know what? The more I practice, the more luck I get too.
That's it. We see a good bowl there by Cody, but he has flopped that over, which gives a big target, though, unfortunately. But
yeah, you see Carl saying, just arrive.
Well, this is where that one at the back of the rink, though, it just doesn't allow Metro Southwest to play this with impunity. They can't just go absolutely charging at this with the back of the rink being covered, so it's controlled.
It's a fraction under the line.
Well, to me, you're just drawing to Gerard Beath's bowl, probably a foot past Gerard's. You get either bowl for a set, or you get the inside of the green one and just turn across. You're only going to be one down if you trail it a foot at worst. So
Yeah.
You can see there's the orange bowl at the back of the rink there.
Yeah, you'll see Carl now has got two bowls just behind the tee with Beefy and Jack, so gives him a couple of options there now with a couple behind, but he won't want to play with too much weight because he doesn't want Gerard's bowl, Beefy's bowl, to go out of the head. See Fergo on a pretty good line. He's just under, but if he can get down to Trent's bowl, trying hard and just slips under.
I just wondered if Fergo would have played the other side of the green and just tried to draw to Gerard's bowl.
Well, I actually think this is better for Carl now because he's just Beefy's bowl's been moved over a bowl, so it's a lot harder to get Beefy out now clean on the forehand. So I think you'll see a little bit more weight here from Carl with the two bowls about 6 feet behind the jack.
Probably only just playing just to beat enough to get past those two. Not really big.
Pretty good line. And there you go.
Oh, he's probably still one down.
There's ping, a little bit of contact in there, but
even better though is if he's only one down, he's now got three in that catching area and can afford to just play just a reaching bowl.
3 is the call from...
I think you're saying he's got 3 seconds, Nick.
the 3 seconds, is it?
Yeah, so I think Dave will be looking down there on the forehand. He's got Rohan about a metre behind.
Yeah.
So he'll be looking to sit through that bowl of Beefy and stay for 4. If he happens to get the jack right, a possibility of making 2 or 3.
Oh, he jumped up very quickly. It looks high.
Just on the high side, yeah.
He's just a bit quick.
Yeah.
Probably only really wanted weight to just get past the 2 metre line.
Interesting. Carl's got one here. What's he do?
He does what Gerard's saying. Down in the back end. Just how much of a weighted draw.
Off he goes. Just looking to get under Ben's bowl. It's a bit shy, I think. Really good effort. Cracking line. So I think we see a little bit of rain starting to settle in here at Cabramatta.
Well, it's not massively desirable, but only little spits at the moment, so just going to be a little bit uncomfortable for the players more than anything. But the grounds crew are up quickly. We've got the umbrellas at the ready. So Dean Hodges will be out there momentarily.
So we see Jack stick with the forehand, but he's made a bit of a shorter length.
Yeah, interesting to see. He absolutely nailed it going all the way to the tee last time in this direction. Your man Rohan.
Yeah, sticking with the backhand. It's coming over pretty dark, bit cloudy. Pretty good line here by Rohan. Just got to get down.
So we're seeing some warm attire being put on by all the spectators. I'm seeing beanies, I'm seeing hoods, I'm seeing blankets getting thrown over laps outside.
Yeah,
There's some dedicated fans here.
There is, and quite a few watching at home too. I'm getting a few messages, and
I'm sure they're all complimentary, aren't they, Brett Hughes?
oh, they are. Chucky Abrahams and Scotty Townsend. They're Chucky's finished the greens for the day. Obviously, a greenkeeper got a few greens, and he's rugged up on the lounge and having a coffee and a biscuit and watching the bowls.
Beautiful. So there's a couple of questions come in about the uniforms. So
Cracking bowl by Rowan Dennis. Dave gets the chalk out, puts it on that one. One on it, one behind. What are the comments in regards to the uniform?
well, just about the wet weather gear. So not all the regions have got a full suite of uniform yet, which is understandable. It's sort of this is the first year, and so we're seeing some of the older, particularly the rain gear, being worn by players. But it's good to have all our regions represented here, and some fantastic bowls being played.
Yep, no, I agree, and I think common sense prevails there. If it's a bit wet out there, then obviously we've gone to new uniforms, so just get a bowls jacket on and keep warm and stay safe. So we see our man out there, Dino.
Well, he's just realised too that that's likely to be the camera that we're using.
I love him, but doing a great job out there and trying to put a bit of cover over the cameras. We see Benny Winter come down, trying to add a yard. Just caught on his front one. It's on a pretty good line here, Trent. Just a bit quick, but good spot there, covering the 2 bowls of Jack. We'll see Beefy go down, and he's just looking to arrive down on his forehand. Off he goes. He's looking for it to hold. He's into the front 2 bowls of Benny, or just under. Yeah, so just under. Probably not the weight he was after. He's finished Jack high there, so probably just wanted a little bit more to get that bowl back to Jacks, but could be of some value. You will see Cody just come under that one and try and beat the back one of Jack and still be able to count. So good position here for Norwest and David Ferguson on this end. So we see Cody lined up. He's got a beautiful delivery. Absolute silk. And for anyone watching out there, that's the type of delivery. Pulls up a bit short.
Well, as soon as you wrap a bloke for their delivery, Cyril, that's exactly what you're going to get, aren't you?
I didn't say anything about the end result, but you're right there. You give a bloke a compliment and he drops a little bit short. I guarantee you the next one won't be.
Well, he's a bloke with a very effective delivery. It's probably not quite the textbook of Cody Packers, but Gerard Beath, a big twist of the bowl.
He's on a better line here.
Well, the boys are very interested early.
He's just got a hold. That's a really good shot.
That is a ripper.
Still one down, but in a better spot, Nick.
Oh, no. Oh, somebody's bashing that camera around. And that usually means that's going to cause issues.
So Cody down on the forehand, looking to get around the bowl of Trent Whittingham and get back to the blue, but has just crushed the bowl. Good effort, probably a yard of weight, but good effort there by Cody. So this is a much better head now for Carl than what it was a couple of bowls ago.
Yeah, so Metro Northwest still holding on. One shot here, that orange bowl at the back of the rink there of Trent Whittingham. That's number one. Really important for Metro Northwest if they're going to stay with them here. There's Nick Cahill's on a bit of a tear next door, 13-3 leading over Darren Morrison. Carl's got a few to bump up here.
It's a really good effort.
You can see he had a few ways to win there. Through that blue bowl, onto the jack, down to the shot. Just not quite getting it absolutely perfect with those angles.
What do you think Dave will play here, Nick?
Well, he's going to line up the forehand.
Looking just underneath Cody?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard way to get in for another one. But I know what you'd say too is that he doesn't want to give any shells, any targets. But it's a hard way to get there for a second.
So we see Dave down here at the moment.
Yeah, and that was always likely the issue, is that there's things to run into on that hand. He had a much more open run at it. There was Jack Smith, though, in front that potentially didn't want to stay and get near and bump up. And then if you go out higher, then you're leaving big shells
No, you're right there, Nick. He was only half a bowl off, but that's all he needed to be. As we see Carl down here on a much better line. He's pretty close to the bowl here of Trent Whittingham.
He got it.
What a bowl, Carl Healey.
Well, I think if you're Fergo, you've just got to try to draw one on that back end now, don't you?
Yeah, definitely flip it over, and he's probably 2 down, so just get past that front bowl.
That was the soft signal from Cody Packer.
A lot of noise on the other rink there.
Yeah, they're getting very excited.
We're seeing a bit of weight here from David.
Well, he might be looking for the jack here.
He's looking for both bowls. Oh.
One it is. So, big bowl from Carl Healey. And it takes Metro Southwest out to a commanding advantage. We're about just over a third of the way through this match. And we're seeing, well, Dave Ferguson and Cody Packer, they've been just electric on our rink. But it's a team game, and Nick Cahill's got a big lead, as does Ben Twist. Can Metro Northwest wrestle back this momentum?
Yep, it's going to start stringing a few ends together. Dave obviously holding up his rink, but as you said, Nick Cahill's team doing extremely well over Darren Morrison and Ben Twist over Mason Lewis.
Another nice start from Jack Smith.
Yep, Jack's certainly gone very well since switching his hand over. You see Rohan on a pretty good track here as well. So good leading. Both leads giving their skippers a really good start to work with.
Yeah, the conditions just... Look, it looks cold out there, Brett Hughes. We're comfortably rugged up here in the penthouse at Cabra.
Yes.
But for those that are outside...
It does look cold. I'm here in my shorts and enjoying the atmosphere, but it does look a bit chilly down there.
Oh, it's a pleasure to bring you these great pictures wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world. Nick Hind and Brett Hughes are here with you from Cabra Bowls. This is the Bowls New South Wales Inter-Region Size Championship. This is the men's final, and we're watching what's been an absolutely brilliant contest so far between the rink skip by Carl Healey for Metro Southwest up against Dave Ferguson for Metro Northwest. It's Dave Ferguson 10, Carl Healey 5, but the big board's the one that matters, and that's got Metro Southwest 29, Metro Northwest 16. Courtesy of some good leads for Nick Cahill and Ben Twist on the neighbouring rinks. Fergo doesn't like short bowls, does he? He said, no, you got to get around that and get us another one.
You're definitely right there. He's on a pretty good line here, though, Trent. He's going to finish behind, so I'm pretty sure Dave will be happy with that. Pretty good bowl there. Benny be looking to add a metre plus here. If he can sort of get between the jack and the back bowls.
Well, draw to the tee, really, isn't it? You've got a fixed reference point.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, I think he's got behind. It's just, will he drop under Trent or behind it? He's pretty good. Yeah, you can see Carl there very happy with that one. Takes a bit of danger out for later in the game. So Trent's got to be careful not to change too much.
You can see early he was asking for it to hold.
Yeah, it's holding. It's a really good bowl, Nick. Great bowl, Trent Whittingham.
Well, you can see there, though, Ben Winther on the way past, he was slapping his hand saying, that's what I should have done. He was dirty on himself for missing.
Yep.
So, let's see now. Pressure once again being applied. Trent Whittingham.
So be looking here for a big one from Beefy. Be looking to just get around Benny Winther's bowl and sit on the shot bowl of Trent Whittingham.
We didn't like it out of the hand.
No, he's just giving a little bit too much there. So opportunity here for Cody Packer. I'm not going to tell you how good his delivery is. I don't want to put the mocker on him again.
Well, he's on a high line here. Looks firm too.
Yeah, if you can get to that bowl of bends. Oh, he did, but he got the wrong side of it.
So let's see how the back of the rink's shaping up there.
Yep, if you'd be looking for a big improvement on this one. Well, he's on a tighter line. He can use the bowl of jacks.
Well, there was certainly more interest early from Carl. Flops
It's a
over. That
handy
might be.
bowl. It's not a bowl in the head. So Cody be looking to put one on the nose here. Little touch is good. Can hide it in, make it 3. First part is okay. Just needs to get around the front. And has not. Beautiful line again. I think that little bit of, just that light drizzle might have changed it a little bit.
That was going to be my next comment, was that we do see as the weather impacting how the green plays. It's cooling off. There's a bit of shade around the grass surfaces. They do change speed significantly with just the littlest amount of wind and weather and moisture. And the team that can nail it first often can get a little advantage when conditions change.
Yeah, you see Carl just under the head here. No need for Carl to go chasing any silly shots or anything. The scoreboard's looking good overall at the moment, and he's a well-experienced player and a team player, so he'll know that, and he'll just back himself to try and draw it.
Well, we saw in this morning's contest, Katie Astley didn't need to do anything silly. She just had to stick with Kay Moran, who was in some rare form, and ended up Kay won the rink, but Metro Northwest won the day. And as you say, it's often very selfless play to just keep yourself in the contest. Let the big board look after everything. You don't need to win your rink.
Yep.
Well, Dave Ferguson, he's in a
mighty,
pretty good track here.
What a shot.
Fergo.
We've seen Dave in some fine form this afternoon, Nick. He's certainly probably one of the reasons why Maryland's Magic have gone so well in the Platinum Pennant. Dave obviously skipping a rink for them.
Yes, Platinum Pennant. So we've got a couple of days off, and then Thursday we're back here. Cabramatta, watch all the world's best bowlers here from Cabra Bowls. Live from 1 p.m. we will be streaming 2 round 11 matches. And then the final series starts on Friday. So top 5, massively important. We all know that, well, we know that Maryland's are finishing first, and then we don't know anything else. We don't know who's going to be relegated. We don't know who's going to finish in the 5. It could be, there's just so many options.
We'll touch on that again in a minute, because we'll just watch this one here, Nick, because we are seeing a bit of weight here from Carl Healey
Well, a little bit of a ricochet rabbit there. It's one only now.
Yep. Has a slight opportunity here, though, for Dave Ferguson. If he can get down under his own and draw a toucher,
Yeah,
he could make 4.
Big score if he can get it back towards that red bowl. Let's see. Cody's getting more and more interested in this.
Is he up? Is he up and around it? Oh, that was a fair effort. Just a fraction of weight. Fair effort.
1 to Metro Northwest, 1 to Team Ferguson. They lead Team Healey 11 shots to 5. We've had 9 ends completed on this rink. 21 ends for each rink is the trip. And Fergo's saying, no, you go back just a little bit further, please, Rohan.
So the Platinum Pennant, Nick, you were talking about that just a minute. It's wide open, isn't it? Maryland's on top. And
Well, that's the only position that's guaranteed. There is a way still for the bottom 2 sides to avoid relegation. There's a way for teams in the top 5 to fall out. There's a way for teams outside the top 5 to get in or to be relegated. So all still to play for with round 11 of Platinum Pennant this Thursday. Streaming starts from 1 p.m. Make sure that you like, follow and subscribe Bowls New South Wales on all our social media channels. We're chasing 1 billion subscribers on YouTube. We are currently several hundred million short.
And who have we got, mate, on Thursday at 1 p.m? Who can we tune in to watch?
Oh, I'll tell you all about that. We've got, well, I'll even tell you who the players are. I'm going to bring it up. So you can check out all this on the BowlsLink results portal. That's results.bowlslink.com.au or download the Bowls Now app. So we're going to be streaming, well, could be potentially a top of the table clash. Cabramatta Bull Ants, last year's champions, the home team, up against Marylands. So
it doesn't get much better than that.
Good luck.
Wow. Geez, I hope I've got some. Hope I'm working on some projects that day so I can have the TV in the background. But yeah, geez, we've seen some great bowls here this week. But yeah, we'll definitely get everyone to tune in Thursday at 1 p.m.
And then so if that's not enough though, to follow at 5:30 on Thursday evening. Don't worry about the footy. We're going to have the Warilla Gorillas up against the East Maitland Griffins. There'll be the night game. And Warilla still with a chance to push for finals and, well, hopefully for them go one better than last year.
Well, the 2 great matches, yeah, and definitely will have an impact on the top 5. Yeah, so yeah, it should be some great bowls. And will that be played in the grass, Nick? Or yep, on the grass. Yep. Just fantastic greens here at Cabramatta. Lovely surface. See a bit of a loose end from the leads this time. They've been pretty consistent, but
well, I might speak to these conditions just to changing a little bit, Cyril, as you've mentioned. The wind, the afternoon, the cool temperatures.
As we see, a great bowl from Trent Whittingham, and he's really turned it around. I know we spoke about how well Benny was playing for a few ends in a row there, and you know Trent was struggling with his line and length, but yeah, certainly too classy. Trent's been able to turn that around.
Yeah, Benny just missing on the big side there. Easy to do overcorrect, leaving that first one a little bit short, and then second bowl just sailing a little bit. Well, importantly, Darren's picked one up next door for Metro Northwest. It's 13 to Nick Cahill, 5 to Darren Morrison next door. Just every one for Metro Northwest really important at this stage of the match. Behind by 10, it's not insurmountable by any stretch.
No, they just got to stick together, play as a team. As we see, great bowl there by Cody Packer, and doesn't matter what grade you play or what competition. It's when you're playing a team side, it's all about playing for a team. I know at my club at Hillsdale, we've got a guy Chicker, and he says stick with Chick, and that's what we try to do there. And he rallies the team together. So, I'm sure these two teams here will be trying to do the same and making sure the opposition doesn't get away from them. We see Beefy line up here. He's backhand, so he'll be just looking to try and get underneath Trent and sit on that bowl of Cody Packer.
And he's lost the lid. Gerard Beath.
He looked to be on a tight line here, Nick, but has got Jack there.
Well, he's pumped that up through the hole. A little bit fortunate.
Yeah. Still think it's 3, and big opportunity here for Cody. If he can put one on the nose here, just even tuck that in a little bit. It'll make it harder for Beefy to get there with his next bowl. As we can see, in Metro North West, it's back to 12 now, the diffs, so...
Yeah, you feel as if this rink's the one that's going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. Cody Packer and Dave Ferguson, they're two of the absolute elite players in our sport, and to have them working in tandem, they might have to do a fair bit to get this Metro Northwest side over the line. You feel as though Darren Morrison's going to come good at some point, though. He's too good.
He's also got a young fella called Jack McShane
to drop his bundle. Well, he was the next bloke I was going to suggest. The current world indoor singles champion, if you don't mind playing third for him.
Yeah, I heard he goes all right. So, yeah. No, they're never down and out.
Well, Darren and Jack, of course, had a lot of time together when Darren was at Carlingford and through some of the development there.
Yeah, they played a bit together at to Marylands and played a few zone championships together and even at the Australian Open. And Darren, a highly qualified bowler, he goes really well, Darren. So pressure doesn't get to him. So we see Dave come down, and Dave will be looking just to get one behind. And he lands in a good spot. He just wanted to change that up a little bit, so if you could have hold of the Trent or the green, but it's in a pretty good spot there and matches the back bowl of Benny's.
We favour it's probably 4 at the moment to Metro Northwest, to Dave Ferguson. So Carl Healey, big bowl here.
Do we see Carl down? He's on a really good track here, but he's just gone under the head. It was just his weight. Geez, he was on a good track, really good track, but what a chance here for Metro Northwest.
Well, rarely in a game between two sides of this calibre will you get a chance at a score like a 5 or a 6. And I reckon if Fergo can go park his nose on that jack and sit it with one of those green bowls there,
yeah,
it's going to be very, very difficult.
Ideally, the perfect bowl would be just to trail the jack, sort of 3-4 inches. The other two would still count, but it just makes it a bit harder for Carl if he can get to it.
Well, Fergo needs to get past here. That's the first issue.
Oh, Dave will be a bit upset with that. Look, it's not all bad. It could put Carl off a little bit, but...
Well, he was very quick to fire there, Carl Healey.
Yeah,
Didn't need any direction.
Doesn't normally miss 2 in a row. He doesn't want to get under the green.
Well, there was a nasty hole there, and he found it.
That was the issues. Holes are made for bowls.
Well,
so
3 have come out.
Well, he gets 4. Although Beefy has a good look, he might want to measure this. I like it for 4.
And 4 it is, Cody Packer indicates. So, massive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dave Ferguson out to a 10-shot margin here. That really, really helps. It's an important time. You know, there was a double-digit lead starting to build for Metro Southwest. Well, that gets that back into single digits now.
We can see in the background there, Jack and Darren Morrison having a bit of a giggle, a bit of a laugh, so spirits are still high.
Well, Darren did pick up a 2 as well on the last end, so once I add that into the scoreboard, all of a sudden this is looking game on again, Brett Hughes. Only 6 shots the margin.
Yeah. Yep. Just got to try and keep that momentum. You know, 1 up, 1 down is not too bad. Just don't want to lose the multiples. So Southwest will be just trying to build that head up and try and get that lead back again. So only 6 to diff and a pretty good start there from Rohan Dennis. So just as Jack comes down, just a bit of an update on the women's progress score. We have Metro Northwest 25, Metro Southwest 16, and that's after 20 ends.
No, I've just updated that, Cyril. It's going even better than that.
All right, give us your latest one, Nick.
It's going even better than that. So you can see there, I've just updated those for you on the scoreboard. So Metro Southwest 26, Metro Northwest 35. Katie Astley's come back from a big deficit to take the lead on her rink. So impressive stuff again there from the young absolute superstar.
Yeah, she can play.
Oh.
Very talented bowler and
an absolute legend of a person to boot. She's been on the commentary with me. She was taking photographs on Saturday for Kira. Just, you know, she's on the state junior committee. An absolute, you know, just one of the best people in our sport, Katie Astley.
She is, yeah. I had the pleasure of, we had the inner zone high school competition last year at Marylands. So we just watched this one from Trent coming down.
Oh.
He's on a fair line, half the bowl. So good result. But yeah, we had the inner school challenge last year, and we're lucky enough to have a coaching clinic beforehand with Cody Packer and Ben Twist. And I done a bit of an interview after it with Cody and Ben, and then Katie. So Katie gives a bit of an insight into her story and how she started out in school and some of the events she'd won, and she's a very impressive young lady.
You're exactly right there, Brett Hughes. I think, you know, there's so many great people in our sport, and she's definitely one of them. And, well, playing like the champion that she is too this afternoon here in the inaugural Women's Inter-Region Sides Championship Final for Metro Northwest. Well, Trent, hasn't he come good? You see the big fist pump there. He'd been a bit loose early, Brett.
He had, yeah. So, no, that was brilliant. Playing very well.
Really starting to find his range. This looks a fair track here from Ben Winther.
Benny.
Oh, it's better than that.
Cracking bowl, Benny. Another fist pump. Fist pumps all round.
Well, that was timely. He really needed that one. He came. He had a couple of really strong ends back to back, and then he's just dropped off again. And that was timely because Trent was starting to really get the number over him.
Yeah.
And as this game, it's tightened up again. The players, they're looking to find another gear. A chance here for Cody. He'll be looking just to roll through the second shot, get down to the shot bowl.
He's just on the high side, but it'll end up in a fair spot. It's a good chance here for Beefy. just wants to get around the bowl of Ben's, and if he can just sit on that one of Trent Whittingham, it'll put him in a good position.
Ben Twist picked up a single on the last end, so 7 shots now the margin. Trying to keep the scoreboards up to date as quick as we can here, folks. There's a lot going on. 3 rinks, 12 of the best of the very best here in New South Wales from each region.
He's on a reasonable line here.
Well, it's better than that, Brett Hughes, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, good bowl. Good bowl. He has opened it up a little bit, but good bowl there by Beefy.
So you can see what Dave Ferguson's calling. Trail. Get off, sit the white. Just only playing 2 feet through.
Yeah, it's a difficult shot, but he's a pretty classy player.
Well, Fergo's interested. Just needs to hold around the front now. Hasn't quite managed that. What it has done is made it hard to get at. From either angle. Let's see, Carl Healey, he's wandering around saying, how do we get to this one?
Yeah, I like this from Carl. He's been positive.
Yeah.
Asking Gerard for a metre of weight through his own bowl.
Yeah, spit the jack back. It's an easy one. I was talking with Cody Packer at the state championships, and he mentions when you've got heads like this, call the head to what can go right, not what can go wrong.
He's on a great line here. Ooh. Well, hasn't made it any easier.
Yeah, and I think that's what Carl was doing. There's a lot that could go right playing that sort of weight, that sort of shot. Yeah, there was maybe you can chip the green bowl of Cody Packer around, but see what can go right for you. And it is, there's a lot of risk versus reward, but that was
what he's done here. He'll force Dave onto the forehand. Dave's 2 options here. He can find Trent's bowl and pump the blue out, but he can also get off the wing. So he can use the neck there. If he uses the blue of Jack onto Rohan, he can get a result off that. But ideally looking for the bowl of Trent Whittingham.
That one there was the one he was looking for. Didn't quite get it. You can see Cody Packer's head went down.
Very stiff. Good shot.
Now, the question is, though, how many are in the count? Because while he's made it harder to get a number there, it could well be that David Ferguson is second. No, Ben's saying they've still got 3.
Yeah, I think Carl will try and get behind here because they've got the best 2 bowls, back bowls northwest, and the Jack can, I think, get back. It has to be a good bowl by Dave, but I think he's got 3. You won't want to give him anything else to work off. And 3 at this stage is that's good.
Well, I said for a long time, if you get 1 every end, you're a big chance of winning the game. If you can get a 3 every end, you're going very good. But as you suggest, a 3 at this stage.
As you can see on the forehand down there, Nick, there's a couple of gaps. So if they leave that, there's a chance, Dave could play a good bowl, but still get that gap and he's 3 down. So I don't think he'd want to put another one in there for him to work off. He can draw backhand if he wants to draw, but I think he'd be just looking to try and get something behind.
Carl Healey's lining up forehand. think, as you suggested, Brett Hughes. On his turn, that was a Jack Smith bowl that he's turned
He'll be very happy with that.
through. And that might be in the argument too.
So, real big decision here for Dave. Does he play that shot up through the head, knowing that if he does miss it, he could potentially drop a 3 or a 4? Or does he try and cut the back to 2?
Well, you could see they came to a decision there that everybody agreed upon. Cody, Trent, Rohan, they go. I said, big round of applause there, right? You know your shot. Go play your shot.
Yeah, they'll back him in here. He'll play. He'll try to play with weight. He'll be looking the shot bowl onto the jack.
Oh, geez, I don't know. He's got the pace for that track.
Well, that helps.
Got himself up. Got Cody Packer up. So Ben Winther looks to be the.
He's a bit fortunate there, Dave. I think he might be still a couple down, but I definitely think that helped by getting that bowl of Cody over.
Ben says still 3. So Carl Healey now. We can play that one pretty safely here.
Just a fraction short.
Yeah, a lovely line. And 3 have been rolled out. So 3 have gone. Brett Hughes has just let me know he's going to have to run away shortly. So, Brett, before you go, mate, just can you give us a couple of words on your role with Bowls Australia and how people can get in touch with you for some support as club support manager?
Yeah, look, thanks, Nick. Look, as a club support manager, we've got 11 club support managers nationally wide, but in New South Wales, there's myself and Jason Pinnock. Jason is actually moving on to another role at the end of June, but he's still with us for a little bit. But our role is to help clubs around participation, on green participation, off green. So we've some governance and some good governance through our providers, Club Map, and some digital stuff with Bowls Link and other platforms like websites. So both myself and Nick are very available. Our numbers and emails are on the website. So just be hughes@bowls.com.au. And if you want to call me 0417 714 161, I'm more than happy to get out there and help any clubs that we can. But if your club's looking for some guidance and some help, whether it be around membership participation or even just some coaching guidance, please do look in our resource hub. You just go there and you'll find some really good resources that members and clubs can use. So please do help, and I wish us all the best out on the bowling greens. It's been absolutely fantastic to be able to join Nick and Andrew in here today. And to everybody up the north coast, I know you've been doing a little bit hard with the weather that we've had. So my thoughts are out there with you guys, and hope things change pretty soon. But best bowling, been great to join you, Nick, and good luck to everybody competing in the finals here this Arvo.
Beautiful. Thank you, Brett Hughes. Been great to have his company here as we get to the exciting conclusion of what's been a cracking game. It was a good pick up there for Metro South West. Gets their lead just down a little bit further. Darren Morrison did pick one up though the other end, so he's just edging closer. And Mason Lewis picked up a 2, so 15-6 on his rink. So just 7 shots in this contest. We threatened her to go all the way. And Dave Ferguson's been doing some heavy lifting, but as we see both Darren and Mason starting to come back into it, you can see these bowls are starting to pick up a little bit of grass too. That spitting rain clearly starting to impact the surface just a fraction as the bowls pick up just a little bit of that grass. Now Andrew Lynn's going to jump back in to join me. Andrew, welcome back.
It didn't want you to be lonely, Nick.
Well, I did a little bit of this with just all by myself, and I feel for you. There's a lot going on for one person to manage. So having somebody to talk with and
is helpful.
To share the love. It's been fantastic, but it's been a big campaign from you. You've done a lot of streaming the last few weeks, so glad to be able to give you a little bit of a rest today. We
get to do some more next week, though.
Well, great hit there from Trent. Cleared a heap out.
That'd be Benny Winther's bowl sitting there now shot. Very distinctive black and white pattern.
Yeah, the zebra.
Yes, that's what we've christened them. Don't think it takes a lot of imagination, though, somehow.
Well, the zebras, they're galloping home nicely there. That's two goodies from Ben. And for Trent, he's going to be asked to take a little bit of weight off now. Basically go to school on that last delivery. Play the same bowl. Go sit it out. He's after it.
Yeah, even if he's a fraction wide, he can get a winner off Benny's other bowl.
Well,
he doesn't need to.
Oh. Trent Whittingham, he's going good here.
I just reached out to press the replay button then, mate, actually.
I did. I did. See, we've got you well trained, Andrew Lynn. It's like Pavlov's dogs. A good bowl gets played, the thumb goes out to hit the button. Yeah, Kira's going to have a bit to cycle through this evening, but there's been some absolutely genius bowls played so far, and we're still just gone halfway in this match. Dallas saying, great bowling, Trent. Well, you're exactly right, Dallas. He's really come into his own the last few ends.
I just sometimes wonder if we went live again a few hours later and just played every replay through.
Just the greatest hits, you reckon?
Yep. And unfortunately, we can see the rain on the camera now, so it is starting to pick up. What would be one of our events without a little bit of rain?
Well,
as long as it's only a little bit.
It's okay. You could see at the top of your picture there.
I think Beathy might have been saying, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking? Yeah, a little bit of a rush, perhaps.
Well, maybe it's the rain on the head.
Well, they're playing some absolutely cracking bowls here, our players, but you do see the bowls are starting to pick up. They've got the little GT stripe up the middle of them there where they're picking up.
It's a bit of grass clippings off the surface. Bit of dirt. It means there is a little bit of dampness in the surface. Should be used to that, playing in those conditions by now.
Well, Cody Packer, he has just left that one just short of a run. And now Carl Healey saying he needs to be a bit more positive here. Just to get under that.
I think you might have Cody's. Yeah.
Didn't see it swinging, particularly after this little shower. That was always going to be tricky to see the bowl turn, perhaps as you might expect on other days at Cabramatta.
Yeah, I think he might have thought it would have slowed down a bit quicker and turned.
Cody Packer now, well,
He learnt from his first one.
he's got that one right up to the jack. That's number one.
Yeah, pulled up on the line as well, so if it was any tighter, he would have framed it up, but I think that just doesn't make it simple. There is a nice shot there for Carl, though, through the two bowls. The brownish bowl to the back, whose is it?
At 12 o'clock above the jack there, the maroon bowl, that's Rowan Dennis's red one. And then back towards the tee, there's a dark bowl there, which is going to be one of...
Yeah, so Carl doesn't need big movement of the jack, he just needs a little. To sit either or just to trail. He's just going to turn Cody over. Well, don't get me too upset about that one. But he's still a couple down, but he's got the nice little sit on the shot bowl or trail there now.
Well, potentially, even with Carl's power, he could get both of those out and stay.
Well, he's got the next three. The only thing he'd have to watch is what is it like right at the back.
Yeah, well, the back of the rink's not really great for him. But as we spoke about risk versus reward.
Fergo, he's just looking to cover this up, I think. He's going to get round the back.
Well, that takes that shot away.
Well, it depends whether Carl's going to back himself to get both clean with no jack, or whether he's just going to try and sit that jack back only like a foot or two.
Yeah, that's the one. So Ben Winther was put his foot over his own. He said, "Wait to mine, please." And so that's what Carl Healey's going to play. This is close here, Andrew. This is really close. Well, he's got it, Carl Healey.
One shot.
It's just a superb piece of weight.
I think Fergo, he can attack here a little bit because Cody Packer's bowl, I reckon, is locked in there.
And there's a kill available too if he goes really big.
If the back's best for him, then he can afford to reach with 10, 12, 14 feet of weight.
Still pretty controlled. We haven't seen him go big yet.
Well, he doesn't need to. He can get it off the inside of this as well.
Well, got a touch, got it back your favour. I think it's going to be one. To Dave Ferguson. Did he move the jack enough to get a second shot? Cody Packer likes to think so. No, one shot is all. So, well, Dave Ferguson.
A little bit of luck. But then again, you're in about the right spot with about the right weight. You give yourself a chance to get that luck.
Well, we've seen some great bowls here. This was Carl Healey. That was an absolute, you didn't think this could be beaten, but yet it was. It was Dave Ferguson just showing his absolute class.
We've got just one little spike from the umbrella hanging down on our camera.
Yes, I
Couldn't put it any higher because it's right up against the shade cloth above it.
wasn't going to comment about that to you because I thought, no, you've gone out and done a sterling job to get the brollies up.
No, I'm finding it amusing that it's there. It's not blocking our view. Although it is just giving one of the Metro Southwest players a little rub there. Little chest massage. Or a poke on the head, one of the two.
Dean did very well out there with the brollies, except for bashing one of the cameras, but that was okay.
No, that was me.
Oh, was that you, Andrew Lynn? Right, I'll
That was me getting the tape in between the camera and the post.
All right, I'll change the wording in the fine book then.
Dean said he might have shook it a bit, but I bashed it.
Yeah, he definitely did. So, Benny Twisty's picked one up there. 16-6 he's leading over Mason Lewis. 16-8 next door. Nick Cale's picked up a 3. As we see, Darren just went big next door. He's cleared a heap out. So that margin out to 10 once again, and you really don't want to see it get much more than that. Andrew and I spoke about this in the this morning's game, Metro Northwest against Illawarra in the women's, and
you need it to stay at the point where you can just confidently accumulate shots to get home. Once you've got to chase them, once you've got to take that little bit of bigger risk, that's when things start to go wrong and you get further behind and you have to take even bigger risks, and it becomes a vicious, deadly cycle.
Yeah, so 10 shots is certainly not insurmountable, but you don't want to see that margin drift much further. 3 shots is the margin in the women's final. Metro Southwest have come back and hit the front again in a seesawing encounter. They lead now by 3. There's still 23 ends to be played over there, so final third of that match. This is where, Andrew, I wish we still had a camera right beside us. I could highlight to our viewers just how relaxed you're looking. He's got his feet up.
Been told to get my legs up as often as possible while it's recovering still.
Was that a medical opinion, or just you just want to do that yourself?
That was a medical opinion. Still, it's very tight around the cut area. It's still a big scab pulls in, so it swells up around it.
So Andrew Lynn, of course, ran to a bit of misfortune in Ballina at the state championships, and got a nasty gash to the leg. But we've given him a bit of a rest today, and it's great to have your company. Nick Hind and Andrew Lynn here with you. And we're getting towards, it's the final third here of the men's inter-region sides championship. Metro Southwest out to a 10-shot lead on the big board as Cody Packer goes pretty direct here. Well, that's going to kill it.
That's one way to do it.
And the ball's going to get lobbed back to the clubhouse end. And we're going to start again. Light rain continues to fall. The temperature continues to drop. We're down to 16 degrees now, but probably feels colder than that with the breeze outside.
It is a little chilly outside.
Well, this bloke doesn't notice. Trent Whittingham, he's looking toasty. But there's some others who've gone reaching for the bowls cloths. They've got the jackets on.
I think it was colder earlier in the week here when the skies were a bit clear. I was sitting up here with a blanket wrapped around my shoulders one day.
Haven't you figured out where the air conditioning controls were?
No.
Oh, I've got those going immediately. So tasty warm. We're up in the penthouse here at Cabra.
In the tower, the turret.
Great to be bringing you all the action here from the Inter-Region Sides Championship. It's the first year seeing both men and women competing for this Inter-Region title. It's been fantastic to be bringing you all the action across the weekend. And, well, Rohan Dennis, that's a bright start. He's probably dropped off a little bit in just the last maybe half an hour or so. Leads battle so crucial. There's no wasted bowls here.
Oh, good trail from Jack. Is that good management or lucky that Jack was in the way? Either one. You touch it that far, I think it's good management. It's when you trail it 4 metres with the opening bowl that I think you're lucky that Jack was in the way.
Some of us need things to slow our bowls down, Andrew.
Well, at least you were up. Well, no need to change anything for Jack. His first one's in the right area. Perhaps just tighten it a little bit. I think it's critical he makes sure he reaches, though.
Well, he's played it very nicely, Andrew.
Yep. Good home.
As you say, just tighten up a fraction, added 2 foot. Parked up in a great spot. Here's Trent. He's been going really good the last few ends.
Oh, he's just missed it. But really good home, giving it a chance to score.
Well, Mitchell's telling us on YouTube here, and this is one of the great calls, of course, in bowls. You're only heavy if you don't hit something.
True.
Now, here's my man. Benny Winther here. He's got a nice little piece.
Yep, sat it and stayed. I'll give him a couple.
Yeah, I think there's an argument that Trent can play backhand here at this.
Well, what are you going to do? Make Benny Winther's bowl shotter? That's the other argument. Sometimes it's no problems to play through your opponent's bowl that is the shot bowl because you're only going to make it more shot.
Well, he's been called to play it pretty firm here. And after a little bit of ricochet rabbit...
Well, yeah, that's a good result.
It's only 1 now to Metro Southwest. And the one that he banged out the back of the rink there has stayed up. So that was a Rohan Dennis bowl.
Again, Benny, all he has to do is arrive, sits either bowl or gets in, draws the shot, gets position.
Well, touch would have been optimal there, but so it's just slid past.
You just want to load up that head as much as you can, though.
Oh, yeah, getting a bit of number pressure in there. So, Dave Ferguson, he's asked Cody Packer to play backhand. Same sort of plan, really. Get to the jack, get to the shot bowl. You're really nothing for wide here. Doesn't look like it's got enough petrol.
Oh, that is sinful. I don't mean that in a good way. Short when you're down.
Well, there's the other one, isn't it? 100% of short putts don't go in.
Exactly.
It's a good statistic.
You have to be up when you're down, as they're always the saying.
Yes.
The other piece of wisdom that Toots always says is TYFG. Take your flipping grass.
Well, probably could have used a little bit more of that. An instance there, Gerard Beath. Well, I reckon Nick Cahill went perilously close to something next door. You saw him go chasing after it. At the top of your picture.
Just going to crash on his own short pole.
Well, that's where short bowls do, as you suggest, Andrew. They get in the road. That might have been telling, because that looked pretty good for the jack from Cody Packer.
I do remember having a game with a notoriously cranky skipper. He was a good bloke to have a game with, but tough taskmaster. Played a great game. I put 4 bowls within a foot on this end. But the last one was 8 inches short, and we were 1 down. And I'm thinking, I put 4 within a foot. How good is that? And as we walked past, never do any good playing them bloody short bowls was the response. And I thought, what? And I looked at it and went, well, yep, we were 1 down. I drew short and I'm in the way.
There's some hard taskmasters out there. What Cody did do, though, was he's cleared a path for his skipper.
Well, nice tight line. Well, yep. Can turn Cody's bowl up or just play to sit the shot bowl. Well, someone as good as Fergo's just going to try and draw it.
Well, no change really. A little tickle here from Carl Healey. Just tickle it round the corner in behind the zebra.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Fergo would try and beat him to it. Just try and get the touch around the corner and stay for shot. Carl does it, he can get 4. If Fergo did it, he might be 1 down still, but cuts away that chance.
Of going 4 down, exactly, yes. So, just looking next door, Nick Cahill and Darren Morrison have traded singles in the last couple of ends.
Well, Carl certainly got a much tighter line than Dave did. Oh, and he's probably 1 down now.
Well, he got the wrong side of the jack, didn't he?
But 1 bowl each left.
Here it is again. You can see any touch on the jack, the right-hand side of the jack was going to be very good. But snuck in. Sort of got a split between the shot bowl and the jack. May well be 1 down.
He didn't want the straighten. If he just come around and got that jack clean with that weight, would have been probably about where it is now, but a foot off to the left for a count of 3 or 4. But tough task here for Fergo, though. He's holding shot, but he knows Carl's got the ability to take that bowl back. Just roll it 2 feet for three or 4.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of friends in there. And the only friend is that one that he's just sort of suggesting. He gave a kick, but it was a kick more out of frustration than enthusiasm. These bright minds here, they're going to look, how do we retain this shot? Because you can't rely on blokes like Carl Healey to miss.
About once every 99 bowls, you can.
Yeah.
Pick which one it's going to be. That's the problem.
It's not a winning strategy, is my suggestion, Andrew.
No.
And you see Carl Healey saying, he may even, I'm not asking Dave Ferguson to put a blocker in. But I think that was the call in the end.
It's not a bad bowl at all. There's a chance for Carl here to play just a little reaching weight. It'll hold enough. Come just underneath the white bowl. Push the orange one out.
Yeah, get a gate between the two.
But if you happen to just get the touch of the white bowl that's just in front of Jack High, that will kick you across onto the orange one. And that might actually be the best result because you get the orange one going backwards and the jack going sideways to the 2 bowls at the back there. Could well make you 3 or 4 shots with your own coming over. Carl's certainly playing.
He's playing to plant
through
this
the
orange
head.
bowl out. Close. Andrew. He's got
Perfect.
it exactly as you called, brother.
Maybe 3.
That's huge. big high fives there. You see Jack Smith, he gave he gave the right hand of Carl Healey an absolute belting with the high five there. That was massive. Let's watch that again. So the orange bowl was holding shot there for Metro Northwest, but pretty safely. Carl Healey could play good positive weight at this. Gets the bowl out, and as you suggested, Andrew Lynn, just a little tickle across to the side too.
So I'm not as good as Carl. I was going to use the white bowl on the side to do it. But good result.
And 3 shots it is to Metro Southwest. Well, big time of the match to be doing that. 11 shots now, Carl Healey. 16 shots, David Ferguson.
So look at our other 2 Rink scoreboards. And might have to wait for a sec. Someone's standing in front of them. I think it's Jack.
Yeah, so 17-9 I can see next door in the Morrison and Nick Cahill Rink. I can see that on our camera.
So the third Rink across, Rink 17, it's 16 shots to 8 after 15 ends.
Thank you very much. So, well, important collects here. Anytime that Darren Morrison or Mason Lewis can win an end, that's going to be vital. And if they can reel off a couple in a row, we've seen David Ferguson. He's out to a good lead, but they keep chipping away at it. As Bailey Meddy comes in to empty the last of Andrew's lollies. He's looking a bit sad at that.
You guys have had a good nudge at that today by the looks of that. I did fill him up only a few days ago.
Well,
At least it's not like when Tomo was here, we still have some left.
when you've got a 44-gallon drum full of them, you think it's bottomless, but we do manage to find it.
Well, it's only an old yogurt bucket, a 1 kilo. That's a 2 kilo yogurt bucket.
Yeah, but you can pack them in pretty tight, Andrew. Fit 4 kilos of snakes into a 2 kilo.
Nah.
To a 2 kilo tub. Well, Jack Smith, he's just missed his line there. And we can see, Fergo, he's not somebody who likes a short bowl, David Ferguson. And he was quite animated there. You've got to be here, you've got to be up.
Was he jovial? I doubt it.
He's firm with his troops. He will be exhorting them to get out of my way. This looks better.
As long as he's not Captain Cranky.
No, that's good from Rohan Dennis. He's responded to the challenge that was laid down by Captain Fergo. Benny now.
Bit tight.
Nice bit of speed.
Trent looks to be on a reasonable line here.
He's got to get up though. And Fergo.
I just wonder if the water in the surface has just dropped the speed back a little bit.
Oh, undoubtedly it has, Andrew. We can see, there's a slickness to the concrete around the place. They've turned the lights on here. So let's just slip past. You can see the concrete at the back of the rink there is just
Damp.
got a shine to it. Trent Whittingham, he's chasing after this one. He's got a bit more on it, does he?
No. Well, he does, but he's just crashed into his own.
He did. He didn't have the line.
Not enough to give him a shot.
Well, it's a bit Bit of a who knows as I look out the window behind us. It's a hard one to say with any authority which bowl is number one. There's a couple of pretty capable players to come up here. Gerard Beath, he's got first say. I'm watching intently next door. There's a big bowl getting played by Darren Morrison there. So Gerard, that's going to be number one.
Yep, pretty good bowl from Bunsey. Well, both sides now decked out in the old zone uniforms, and that's because they haven't been as yet replaced completely by the new region uniforms.
Yeah, wet weather gear is not always priority.
We did say we'd allow them to phase it in rather than waste a full set of uniforms they already had. They will be phased in, not sure whether it's next year or the year after.
I will be in Yamba next year in February. There'll be no chance of it raining up there, will there, Andrew?
Oh, no. I'm just glad we weren't in Yamba this year. Well, we wouldn't have had enough sides.
We wouldn't have been in Yamba.
Well, we might have made it up there, but everybody else wouldn't have. For this.
Well, can you repeat the dose here, Gerard Beath? This is brilliant.
Well, Gerard Beath, he's almost Michael Wilkes with the follow on of that one and the little step sideways. As we all know, we've all seen the video of Wilkesy blowing out the calf muscle. Want to be careful.
Well, this feels an important bowl for Cody Packer here, looking to try to wrestle back control of this head. He's in a good area here. He's got the bowl.
Just ran through.
Hasn't been able to stay around.
Still could be 3. Gerard Beath, Ben Winther, Jack Smith as the... Or are they Rohan Dennis as the maroon?
No, the maroon's Rohan Dennis, so I like it. I like it for 2.
Well, 1.5 anyway.
So, skipper Carl Healey now. Conditions are deteriorating. We're definitely not going to come off. It's not raining that heavily, but it's getting less and less pleasant.
Yeah, thinking about packing up all the wet stuff, that's not very pleasant at all. 600 metres of wet cable.
It only rains when we set up or pack up, Andrew.
Nick refers to when we managed to get the stuff out at Ballina, and we probably had, it felt like 62 millimetres in 5 minutes.
It was the ocean through a sieve that day. It was coming down pretty firm, but we're here at Cabramatta, and it's doing its best impression of Ballina at the moment. But see, Dave Ferguson probably on the tight side there, and I think the speed was pretty good for the shot.
We're missing Duncan patrolling around watching over his babies.
So Andrew, of course, referring to our great mate and greenkeeper Duncan Elphick. Well, Carl Healey doesn't want the jack going that way.
Still
might have hung on to it. Cody Packer's going to have a look.
Well, Dave Ferguson he can draw here.
Doesn't really change the shot whether it's up or down. You're drawing to beat the pack on the left-hand side, or you
play a nice confident draw.
Put your nose on it.
You hope you've got it right, that you'll draw the shot, or you play just an ever so slightly tight line and reach. You get the toucher, you're good. It goes back to Cody, or if you're just that bit tight and sit on the last bowl, the Carl Healey bowl, you just flop in and get shot, or flop onto the jack and get 2.
All right. So Trent Whittingham, he's had a really good look, and he says Cody Packer has it with the green bowl.
Still think that's your shot though. Just
Well, you'd be very stiff to give it away
nice big confident draw.
in this position. Yep.
I could find a way. Beat like 10 feet heavy, smack the jack, bounce it all over the place, and scoot it to the opponents.
Well, that's again for David Ferguson. I think he'd probably like that one again. You know, a two there, particularly when they didn't really deserve it. It was a bit of misfortune from Carl Healey that allowed Metro Northwest to pick up a shot.
Then again, if he's holding one, probably not too bad not to take the risk of mucking it up. So the far rink, it's now 17-8 after 17, so under twisty. And the middle rink is 18-9 after 15. So 2 1s to Metro Southwest and 1 to Metro Northwest. The lead grows by a single. Choose up 3 of the ends.
Well, that's important too, isn't it? When there's time starts to be running out. The eating up ends, particularly when there's numbers being chased, and it's still not desperation, but well, that's a good start there, Rohan Dennis.
Hang.
Yeah, Andrew, can you give us the scores in the women's final?
48 ends, 48-42.
And that's 48 to Metro Southwest.
Yes, who was on the top?
And 42 to Metro Northwest. So
That'll magically show on your screen in just a moment or two. There's just a slight little lag from the time we put the scores in to the time they hit the screens.
there it is.
Magic.
We've got some of the cleverest minds in the business, and I don't know whether that says anything about the business or the minds, but Andrew Linney does a superb job setting up all of this technology for us, and we can bring you these great pictures as well as the scores from all around the competition. We're down to the final 2. It is Nick Hyde and Andrew Lynn here with you as we watch Metro Southwest leading against Metro Northwest in the Inter-Region Sides Championship. This is the final. As Rohan Dennis shows a great look of the rain streaming off the back of his jacket. And he's urging Trent up. Well, it's going to be 3 shots. As it lies currently to Metro Northwest. Carl Healey calling Benny to reach up, trying to get under the red and down to the shot. He's interested early. You can see why. Through that hole, gets down to it, gets the jack, spits it back. It's a good bowl. Just got a little kiss there, spat the jack out. If he'd got to the jack first, you feel as though that might have been trailed by Ben Winther. Well, Trent hair quick there.
It's still, I think, still 1 to Benny, Winther.
So you can see the players at the back of the rink there hiding out, trying to get under Cameron Curtis's umbrella.
I do remember playing against Cameron in an event where it was raining, and being an old cricketer, I'm thinking it's time to get off, and I looked at Cameron, and the water was basically pouring over his face, and he didn't even blink. Yes, he belted me that day too.
Well, you only want to go off if you're losing.
Well, that's why I want to leave all the time when it rains. No, I'm an old cricket boy, so if you're playing on a turf wicket, you don't stay on when it rains for a couple of reasons. One is I don't like falling over. So when we kept playing in the rain at bowls, it was a bit weird to start with anyway. Lots of cheering going on out there. We can hear it through the door.
Yeah, vocal. All these players. Glenn Dixon's asking, he understands that you're going to Ettalong for the Grade 1 state pennant finals in a few weeks. That's one of your next big trips, Andrew.
Yep. So our next range of events, the Platinum Pennant Finals, well, the all-in-one place gather round, magic round, whatever we want to call it. I don't know. Depends
round 11, Andrew.
Whichever one you're a fan of, or the football codes, you'd call it that. But you can watch all the best bowlers in the world right here at Cabra Bowls. We're going to start at 1 o'clock. We've got 2 games on the green we're on now. It's Cabramatta Marylands. Maryland's looking to continue an unbeaten streak. They've won 10 in a row. They want to make it 11. Whereas Cabramatta, they're well aware that if they do lose to Marylands, it could spell the end of the defending champion season. And, of course, that's a nice little segue to say that the finals follow on from that round 11 here, 1 o'clock and 5:30. I think the second game starts both days. So 2 games at 1 and 2 games at 5:30 on Friday. Nice time to come out. Friday night, watch a few bowls.
Enjoy the hospitality here at this magnificent facility.
I think they're going to have a food truck here and everything. So, nice little carnival. I might even sign autographs for anybody who wants them. Yeah. But not on cheques because they bounce.
There'll be a short queue for that. Don't worry about it. You can get in early or get here late. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well.
No, it'll be great. We've got
I've sharpened my crayon and all, mate.
There's a big suite of events, and then of course after Platinum Pennant, we've got.
We get Sunday. Well, we don't get Sunday off. We've got to set up ready for Monday.
You've got another big campaign coming up with Champion of Champions singles.
Yep, we'll be streaming from Marylands there, 2 to 5th of June, and then you can all get your fixed bowls during the AO because I'm sure BA's broadcasting all throughout the Australian Open. When that finishes, at the end, the last weekend in June, Grade 1 to 7 Open State Pennant Finals all around the state. And Grade 1 will be broadcasting from Ettalong. And I do know one of the rounds we've got grand views on because my good mate Dave Ellis sent me a text. I said, see you at Ettalong. And then I had a look and said, oh, you guys are on the...
you will see him at Ettalong.
You're on the streaming rinks? And I went, Junior on the stream. And he went, no!
Dave Ellis, of course.
And then not much after that, a couple of weeks or so, we'll be out at West Dubbo.
Yes, so more inter-region action. The junior inter-region 7-a-side coming up from Dubbo. So A little bit different to this, we've got the ACT representing, and then there's a couple of composite regions that are helping to fill that out with some of the best juniors and from all across the state
That
getting
one's
there.
also an individual medley sort of thing. Singles, pairs, fours.
Yes, so we'll be bringing you two of the pairs games on the first day. We've got a singles match, and then we'll be bringing you the fours semi-final, and then the singles gold medal match. So lots to enjoy out there. But I don't know if you had a look at the draw, Andrew. There's a bit of a section of death in the singles. Tim Thorning and Harry Conroy, who were the junior singles finalists, are in the same section, if you don't mind. So good luck.
Is that the singles game we're broadcasting?
Oh, it's not.
Well, give someone else a go. Seen plenty of Timmy. He's boring.
Well, we've seen there. That's neatly done from Carl Healey.
Yeah, if you don't have a path in, bash one of your own in for shot. Very good bowl.
Well, what that does, though, it starts to make this lead look quite intimidating.
All right, so on the furthest rink, on rink 17, it's now 17-9 on 17, so that would be Benny Twist leading Mason Lewis 17-9.
Yes.
And then the other one is Darren Morrison's Belly.
Oh, I've got a better angle than that. It's 19-9 on that rink after 16
So it
ends.
hasn't
So
changed
that
as
hasn't
yet.
changed. So 14 shots the margin. Well, this is where, Andrew Lynn, you did start to talk about, you know,
Calculated risk.
calculated risks at this point. It's not chasing, but we might see some slightly lower percentage shots getting played. We might see somebody do something quite extravagant if they win the mat back, go minimum length, or just do something to try to break the rhythm here. Jack Smith, this is the length that he's liked. Getting all the way down to the tee here. Rohan, well, can he get down hard enough? Gets around the blue here. It's going to be very, very good. That's well played there from Rohan Dennis.
Now, is Jack Smith related to Brianna and Jazzy?
Oh, geez, that's a tough question, isn't it? I mean, if his name wasn't Smith, you'd say he'd be a big chance. Do you know the answer to that rhetorical question, or
No,
are you just?
no, I don't. That's a genuine question.
Yeah, with almost any other surname, you'd say it'd be a massive chance, but being Smith, hard to have. Oh, good again here.
Well, Rohan Dennis, he's played two absolute bombs, but he's still not shot. Carl Healey, he's telling...
Your phone's being very noisy here, Andrew. I don't know. Is it normally like this?
no. So, no, they're not related. I've just got the messages.
Oh, see, this is a ask and you shall receive.
Yep.
And great bowl there from Benny. He's picked up the jack. Got it to the back of the rink. And who's your source on this? Are they trustworthy?
Yeah, Mr. Dive. He's a member out at St. John's. That was the wharf sound going off. That's everybody else. And the little "you have a text message." Text messages are cool. From Matt Smith as Doctor Who. That's my wife sending me a message asking me when I'm going to be home.
Well,
later on.
yes.
Did say we probably had about an hour and a half of game left and then pack up.
Well, this is pretty close here. Gone and drained the jack.
Better than close. The problem we have is that to get our camera in, we can't get the perfect angle. Probably could have if I'd attached it to the building, but I'm not sure Jay would have appreciated me drilling holes in his wall. So you can just see our camera jammed in behind the drink counter, and
You could also see what the call was from Carl Healey. He said, that toucher there, the blue one, I want that to come up.
well, that's not going to do it. I thought you said these blokes are good. You missed that by a little bit. And Benny Winther's bowl, it almost looks like a toucher mark on it too, but I just think it's the colour. Here's the beauty of having the fourth camera, though. We can get things focused on. You might even be able to do the multi-view.
Oh, wouldn't that be clever?
The pip. Problem is with the pip in that bottom corner, it can cut off what you're looking at sometimes. There we go.
Something like that.
Yep. Although you might want to change the pip large. We're just expanding our repertoire of available shots. Slowly working on increasing our capacity.
Something like that, you reckon?
Yeah.
Andrew?
So we can see the jack marker in the ditch, and you can see everything else. Can work on changing the little pip to be from the delivery to the head end as well.
That's going to be my next bit of learning here. You see, bowl underway at the players in the inset. They'll tell you whether it's going to be close or not. Well, it was.
It stopped. The albatross has a really good saying. He goes, it'll stop, it'll stop. Someone said it didn't stop. He said, yes, it did. The sand stops them every time. And he has probably got a worse sense of humour than me. Probably I get along well with him so well. There we go. He's got Cody delivering in the little picture. Just took a step back with the bowls going everywhere on the adjacent rink.
That's okay. I can let me know. Kerry's jumped onto the stream as well. She's letting us know, Jack, no relation to the girls.
Yep. I did know if you looked on our registration system a little while ago, there was something like 97 J Smiths on it. So someone said J Smith and didn't give you any other details. That was a bit like saying smell the colour purple. Not very useful.
Well, you'll notice, Andrew, if anybody's followed along some of my step-by-step guides with Bowls Link and how to enter competitions, if you are searching via surname, I play a lot with Chris Jones, and there's a few Joneses in the system, so surname and club will get you the right result there.
There you go. Well, it stopped before the sand. It'll be close to it.
It has. Now, what's that done, though?
Cody's not too bad, I think. He'll just pull up a bit short. Nice little toy, that one, isn't it?
I'm enjoying seeing what the options are here. So now I can give you that shot in the big one. That's probably the better one to do anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. And do bear with us. We're learning the best way to do these things as well. And experimenting with them is the best way to do it. And the only time you get to do that, something like this.
Yeah, we're going to learn by doing here. So Carl Healey
He's looking for the toucher.
Wants this blue bowl. Well, he got an edge of it. He might have even taken some chalk off it, but it doesn't count when you get it that way.
No.
So, still one shot. We favour it to Trent, who put that one in the ditch. There's bowls getting sent back down next door. There's been a kill. There's also been a pickup of 3 shots though to Darren Morrison, so important there for Dazzler as Metro Northwest look to stay in this contest. Well, Fergo's looking to get that bowl out at the back of the rink. Well, he's done it. That blue bowl was holding at least one out.
Well, I don't know. He might be holding about 4 now. Rohan Dennis is 2 at the tee. Cody Packers. And the bowl in the ditch.
So it could be as many as 4 shots.
So Carl's got the option. Does he try to draw or does he try to sink the toucher? I think he's got to try and draw.
Well, you can see in the main picture there, the player's body language will let you know what's going on. That one's going to get in. That's going to get very close to being the shot. Carl Healey. Wow.
Well, has Fergo got a bullet left though? Yes.
He certainly does.
I guarantee he will not be short.
Yeah, this one, Dave Ferguson looking to get that last white bowl out. You can see that's under the line on the inset. And one, it is big bowl there from Carl Healey.
Well, that is it a battery flattening bowl? That's the question. That's one of the. It's sort of just putting the ridge capping on, the cover over the pool.
Yeah, tough result there for.
Well, that one's the difference between 49-42 and 50-38, which is huge.
Yeah, 7 shots versus 12 shots at this time. That's potentially a 5-shot swing.
If Fergo picks up a 4 there, it's 49-42, and all of a sudden, the little bit of momentum and the bit of pressure just goes back onto zone, well, to the south Metro Southwest.
You'll get there. We're all learning. But you're right, Andrew. I think.
And that's when you play them. Sometimes it's not how many big bowls you play, but when. And Carl's managed to play one there. I reckon that's a bomb. And it's a crucial time.
No, exactly right. So,
if this was Harry Potter, he'd be Dumbledore there going, Arresto Momentum.
Well, Arresto Momentum. So, I just had a look over at the far rink there. So, Ben Twist still leads, but the margin's down to 6 now. 18-12, Ben Twist leads Mason Lewis. 2 to play. Next door on the neighbouring rink, everybody's standing in front of the scoreboard, of course, so we've got no idea.
19-12-17, no change on that board.
19-12-17.
There's just a nice little gap between Josh and whoever's standing next to him. Nick, I think it is.
So, knowing that too, like there was a couple of extras that have been picked up by the Mason Lewis rink. As you say, the wind out of the sails.
Well, the other thing it can do is a 4 picked up on this rink can just lift the spirits of the other 2. It's sort of like, whoa, hang on. We're in this. Here we go.
Yes.
Well, Fergo, he nearly forgot not to stand on the centre line.
No, he did the right thing, but he let us see that bowl finish too from Rohan Dennis, and he's found his range now. The last few ends.
even with fairly constant sort of sprinkly rain now, these greens still look sensational.
It doesn't look like they're being affected, are they? The bowls are still running, they're still turning. Certainly no indication of anything going to puddle out there. Was there any consideration, Andrew, about using the undercover for this last round?
Well, we did look at the radar, see it was coming, and go, well, you know what? We don't know how bad it's actually going to be when it gets here, because quite often they come over the Blue Mountains and dissipate to an extent anyway. And across the green, this year's better to play on than the covered carpet. All the players agree that the grass is the better surface. Not that there's anything wrong with the synthetic.
No, not at all. But I mean, everybody wants to play on a beautiful grass green whenever you can. That's always the optimum surface, isn't it?
And look, the guys here say that the best, kindest rinks to play on here are the closer to the clubhouse, 8, 9, 10, and that there is a bit of difference in the hands, which is more noticeable the further across you get towards rink 13. So we had scheduled it for this, and we didn't have a good reason for taking it off the grass. So the ladies' game, we're up to 56 ends there. They obviously don't muck around as much as the boys. What's it, 55-47?
Correct. So, exciting conclusions. Both matches only, 8 shots in it. The women, Metro Northwest trailing. 10 shots in it here, the men's. Metro Northwest also trailing here. But there might just be one moment of magic from somebody.
Well, it'd have to be Cody or Fergo to come up with the magic, wouldn't it, on this rink?
Well,
because they're the Marylands players.
Yes, you can tell me that. I don't disagree with you, but I also think that Darren Morrison and Mason Lewis, they were down by big margins. They've really fought back into this match. You wonder if they can, particularly Darren, he's got a couple of ends up his sleeve here.
Well, Mason's another magic player. Darren, he's a koala, though. Of course, they'll be back here with those mascots in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, you wonder why we ever go home, Andrew, when we've got all this going on.
I'm worried the dog's going to bite me.
Well, plenty coming up as well as there's an assessment here. Don't forget mixed pairs qualifying, over 40 pairs, and rookie singles and pairs. You can go and get your nomination in for any of those events. There's a direct link to enter Bowls New South Wales competitions off the homepage. It'll bypass all the search functionality on Bowls Link, and you just pick which one you want to go and play in.
You can also access some of those through our Bowls YouTube bio.
There you go. So make sure you nominate now. All those events are filling fast, and I mean, when I say filling fast, the rookie singles is up nearly at 300 nominations already. We had nearly 600 last year. So records are made to be broken.
The more the merrier. And 32 places available in the state finals there. We guarantee every region one place. And beyond the one place, we allocate the additional on the basis of the number of entries received within the region.
Yep, so make sure you get your nomination in. Fill it up in your region. Get yourself 2 chances. Get yourself 3 chances if you can really go crazy at it.
Or 4.
So big discussion here about what the shot was to play. And, well, whatever it wasn't that. You did see
the little drop punt after he's let it go.
Yeah, Gerard Beath, he didn't like it. What he's done, though, is he's turned Jack Smith up to be number 1.
Well, I'm guessing by that reaction, that's not what he played for.
No, he'd tell you that was undeserving. Now, David Ferguson, though, he's identified that there's a nice little trail. Get under the zebra, onto the jack back to bottom right of screen. They've got a red bowl there of Rohan Dennis and then Cody Packer's green bowl. So he'll be asking for just maybe a yard of weight, get the jack moving.
Just slip underneath the zebra, get the edge of the jack. Well, you use enough weight that if you get the zebra full, you're going to follow on. But plenty of weight is not going to turn back.
Yeah, probably too hot. I didn't mind that track, but it was the wrong side of the hill for that weight. And you can see Cody Packer walking down the rink saying, it's not going to turn out there. Not when you're going that quick.
It's still just 10 shots in this main board. So they are just hanging on. But we're down to 11 ends to go. So
well,
wants that one on the edge.
Got back to the shot. Has hung around, you feel.
One in, one out, but more importantly, I think he's made that trail shot a bit harder.
Doesn't look quite so easy as though it's going to go that way.
Just wonder whether, if he thinks he's got 2 seconds, whether he can follow Carl's path, come down, try and sit Carl's bowl, even if you get the edge of the Trent Whittingham bowl that's jack high and flop in off it.
Well,
that's what he's looking at.
That's certainly the direction that this one's pointed.
Wants it to swing straight to Carl. Oh, that's good.
Well, Cody Packer.
Well,
he liked it a long way out. It's definitely 2 seconds now, you feel. But 2 seconds aren't going to help. Without number one, so David Ferguson, he's still got one bowl up on the bank there. Another big discussion here from Metro Southwest. Sorry. How do we avoid dropping a number here?
Well, you need another bowl in there, I think. Forehand draw through Ben Winther's bowl.
That's what I like.
That one just flopped over. You get down to the blue and white bowl, which is Fergo's. Just a nice little forehand draw. You turn Benny Winther once or twice, you get another second. You might even get a shot out of it. Just around it, sit on the inside of Fergo's bowl. You count and cover. In fact, you roll it back once or twice. No, you're not going to bring anything else in there. Trent Whittingham's cuts them out. But really, you just want that one to come in and get that extra counter. And let's see if Carl's going to play what we call. No, he's going to go backhand.
Well, it's open that way, and it is still Metro Southwest coming up. Gave himself a look at getting to the Dave Ferguson bowl.
He was just trying to draw another one in there. He wouldn't have minded getting the inside of Benny Winther's bowl and running on. I don't think he'd been trying to sit Dave Ferguson's bowl on that backhand side. Just a bit too much risk. Fergo, he wants to draw a shot.
Went sailing through the hole. So 1 down, 1 shot it is to Carl Healey. 15 shots Carl Healey, Metro Southwest. 17 shots Dave Ferguson, Metro Northwest. The call has been park the mat there, please, Jack Smith, and go full length for me. Now, very vocal again out there. 18-13. He's on the far rink. Mason Lewis has picked up another shot. 1 to play.
And it's 19-15 on 18 in the middle. So Dazzler, Darren Morrison, picked up 3. What looks that? All of a sudden,
You're exactly right.
7 shots in the big board, and that Carl Healey bowl to turn 4 down to 1 up is now looking really critical.
It's looking better and better and better, isn't it, Andrew Lynn?
You can almost say that's the moment.
The women's final. That's got close to 57 Metro Southwest. 59 ends have been played, and Metro Northwest chasing hard 52. So only 5 the difference there. Katie Astley's just gone and killed an end, so big bowl from Metro Northwest. They might be coming to get them here yet. You can see these players are taking some time. There's some vocal interaction out there on the rinks. Jackie Smith, he wants to hurry. Well,
Bit short. Just one end.
Rohan, important that he gets here. All the way up to it now. Well, he's good enough for number 1, but really need to be getting to the back. See Carl Healey, that's what he's asking for from Benny. Finish past Jack, please. A big enough wall there already. There's another brick. Big bowl again played by Nick Cahill there, high-fiving going on next door.
What's this to hold out? Trent Whittingham, he's round it. Oh, he's got a little straighten. Little fortunate, but nevertheless, give yourself a chance, don't you?
Well, this might be the green starting to drop pace now. We're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 short bowls already.
Well, it is 4:45. The sun's going down, and it's raining. Well, yes.
Benny got both. And if he hasn't made shot, he's given a great target there. Gerard Beath can land that one of Trent. Call here from Fergo. You trail this, please. Get to it first. Oh, that's disappointing, and it's disappointingly it's a Jack Smith bowl that's come up as well. Trent, you can see as he lumbers down the screen there, he's really disappointed with himself. The towel gets a big flick onto the knee.
Right, that's not a sweet licorice all sort there at the moment.
No, tough one from all the players here. Tough one to get at now too.
It's the old Penrith Rugby League jersey you left in the car and got melted. That's why the colours are all over the place.
They had some good ones.
They had licorice all sorts. Do you remember them being the chocolate soldiers? Changed the licorice all sorts. Went from brown to black.
Well, he's left this one short here, so I reckon, as we say, the light's taking effect, but the pace is coming out of this green. Andrew Lynn's running out of steam. There was might be another couple of lollies required to get you through the last bit here, Drew.
No, you've got to pack up yet too.
Well, we see Cody Packer. Geez, the front's loaded up, but Jack's not going there. There may always be an argument to go and clean this out. Give Dave Ferguson a clear run at something. But with so few ends remaining, it's hard to say go waste one. This is better here from Gerard Beath. I reckon that's going to be number one now. And Dave Ferguson, he's going to make an assessment. What are you going to tell us, Fergo? Yep, he wants him to clean something out, so firm up through the middle here from Cody Packer was the call. And there's Andrew Lynn rejoins me. He just wants to clear a few out here. Well, that's got the jack out in the open. He can get to it now. And it's probably got shot back for Metro Northwest.
Yeah, it'd be good measure there between the three bowls, actually.
And we can see some enthusiasm from David Ferguson after that happened. It was a much better outcome. Jack's in a position that he feels he can get to now. And, well, this is really a skips drawing competition.
Carl wants to nail it. He's got first crack. He really wants to get this bowl in. Don't leave the door open for David Ferguson. Well, it's not going to help Fergo, but Carl would still be disappointed with that.
Yeah, Dave Ferguson, he's looking at it quizzically.
I don't think he's got a running shot at all. I think he's got to work out how he can draw a shot. He probably wants to come backhand
and inside the white, you reckon?
Yeah, even if he draws towards the tee, if you cut the jack by 15 centimetres, even if 15, 20 centimetres narrow, you're going to draw a shot. So come inside the white, you're just trying to draw towards the... You're on a line to draw towards the tee, but pull up next to the jack. You'd almost count if you finish jack high on the centre line. So people get a bit worked up about trying to draw precisely to the jack. You don't need to draw precisely to the jack. You just need to beat the opponent's nearest.
Yeah, it's an easy one to get tripped up by. So, Carl Healey. Well, he'd back himself to nail this now. He's had a cider. And that should be close. Oh, gee, it kept going. Good enough was the indication, but I don't know whether that's a bluff or not.
Well, we've got 2 rinks finished in the ladies, or women's, I should say. Not that they're not ladies, but it is women's.
Oh, this is pretty good here from Dave Ferguson. Clear road, he's down for shot. That's number one. And that's all it's going to be, moving that jack. Now, Andrew, you're telling me 2 rinks have finished. Can you let me know?
So on rink 18, it was 18 to 16. And on rink 19, 23-19. With Metro Southwest on the left, of course.
Right, so getting right down to it here. Darren Morrison, after fighting right back, he's dropped a couple of scores in a row. And let's put that margin out again. There's been a mid-pitch conversation here from Metro Northwest. How do we do this? These are things you have to practice for. What's our plan? How are we going to get things going? Now, yes, so the scores are in. So, Brianna Smith for Metro Southwest defeated Sam Ferguson, 23 shots to 19. Dawn Heyman for Metro Southwest defeated Nat Lewis, 18 shots to 16. Katie Astley and Jessica Tell are still out there. But Katie Astley's going to have to make up a margin of 6 by herself to send it to potentially an extra end, Andrew.
Well,
Katie Astley currently in front by 1. So, thrilling conclusion here. But Katie's got a couple of ends to play, so there's definitely time.
she must have a few ends to play.
Yeah, she's killed a couple. I think they're only on 17, according to the board out there. So we see just a little quick, but he's finishing past. Gets a round of applause from Dave Ferguson. That last end, a lot of short bowls made it really hard for numbers to be scored. And Metro Northwest, well, they need one now. Jack Smith. Well, lots of excitement out there again. Seems as though Nick Cale's played a bowl. And it could be a match winner.
Well, I hope he played a bowl. It'd be rather wrong if he played a cartwheel.
It's a fine effort there. Rohan Dennis. We see Jack Smith. He's certainly having to put some more muscle behind it towards the end of the game here.
Wants the inside.
Well,
Got the inside.
bounced it around a little bit, but got to the back of the rink. Trent speed's good.
So the 2 completed rinks on the women's final are already into Bowls Link.
Who's doing that? Wouldn't be Lee Stinson, would it?
Yeah, he's trying to get out of setting up or packing up. So he's
Righto.
sitting down there doing the results. We're jokingly, I can't criticise him. A couple of days he actually carried cameras out and set them up for me. So that was the first 2 days of the seniors.
He slowed down after that, I take it.
Oh, well, he was playing in the Illawarra side, the men's, so we'll give him credit there.
Trent urging this one up. Up, another roll. Well, that's in the argument.
Well, it's close to shot.
Yeah.
Just not sure whether that's a bit of parallax again.
Well, angle doesn't make it any easier. So, Benny here. Well, that's going to be number one. Ben Winther. And you can see David Ferguson explicit here. Backhand drawing through the jack. You know, a little bit of jack movement can make 3. And if ever there's a time to pick up a 3...
Then again, you want your skip to be absolutely definitive and clear on his instructions.
Mm-hmm. This is the shot. As Kira comes in, she's telling us all about what's going on in the women's game. It's going down to a very, very exciting conclusion. Now, this looks to be a good high line here. Chance of getting to the jack on this track. Just left it short.
Oh, Bunsey. Well, that's a nice reaction from him in the background.
He did not like it one bit, and he's getting a little bit frustrated. You feel maybe with his grip, maybe with his release in this drizzly conditions. Wasn't much wrong with his speed. Now for Cody Packer, he's just got to find probably a meter, you feel. Get through the jack.
Come off that one.
Well,
good enough.
Might do for one.
And look, I actually think if you're chasing shots now, might be a chance for David Ferguson to just play a slightly narrow line and try and roll Benny Winther's bowl out of there.
Yeah, if he gets the right edge of it, might bring a few more in.
And again, probably don't risk turning your shot bowl out to start with.
Yeah, I still like... We'll see what happens here from Gerard Beath. I still like just reaching up, trailing through the jack. Gerard Beath, well, he had that better pointed, and he's gone and pumped Benny... not Benny, he's gone and pumped Cody Packer through. But there's now...
Two of them there to whack.
Well...
And 3 of them to trail to.
There's 3 to trail to. That's the one that I'm looking at.
Well, you're playing weight to Cody Packer's back bowl.
You can get through the front green.
If you're a little bit tight, you get the front green, you probably need a bit of luck to turn it up a shot, but it's a nice guide. Trail that back 3 feet, you make 4 shots. But they need 12 in 5 ends.
Yeah, need a 4 now.
It's getting very difficult.
Well, it looks to be tight for any chance at the jack. See what happens through here. Wow. Is there a chance that all 3 of those could go? Andrew, if he has a big give at that?
Probably not.
I don't quite think so.
I think the middle
one's the one that
would jam.
That might jam, yeah.
And the short bowl just up off the centre line to the right blocks you going quick at it. Although if you could go really quick at your own bowl, you might be an outside chance.
Bounce off the green, you reckon?
Well, no, the white one, Fergo's last one.
Oh, yes.
You can give it an almighty whack. But I think you'd probably still just jam off the blue and red and disappear. All academic anyway, because you're not going to get 4 of them. Carl's just drawn. That's close to another counter.
Yeah, Dave Ferguson having a really good look at this now. how hard can they chase?
Well, just 3 shots in that women's masterboard now with 3 ends to go.
Well, it's all on the shoulders of a couple of the young stars of our sport. Jessica Tell skipping up against Katie Astley. Beck Lord's out there, Jazzy Smith. There's some Annabelle Teague, some of the best and brightest. And they've got the pressure applied to them here today. Dave Ferguson, he's taking his time with this, as you can appreciate. Big bowl. He's playing with weight to get through.
Well, he wants to get rid of that Carl Healey bowl and then run on.
Yeah, it was the white bowl through into the jack was what he was looking for there off over.
There's possible multiple here.
Yeah, this could be putting something to bed. So we've done some mathematics. We've got 3. Was the suggestion from Benny. And that's all they're going to do. They're going to leave that one well alone. 3 shots claimed and conceded. And all of a sudden, well, this match is going to be 18 all. And all of a sudden,
minute 15 and 4.
Yeah. Well, 24-15 is the score next door for
Well, that makes it even worse.
Nick Cahill.
He's picked up a 2. 1 end to play. And Rink 17 complete, isn't it?
Yep, I've just hit the wrong button there, so I'll tidy that up.
Title editor.
Yep. Rink 17 is complete. And what was the score on Rink 17?
It's 20 to 13.
20 to 13, very good.
You gave 3 to the wrong people.
I did.
Now you're going to have to adjust the main board as well.
Yes, I'll figure that out tomorrow.
62. And 33.46. That's still correct. And we've played 60 ends. Because it only adds up as you push the buttons.
Yes, no, I've
There's
figured
3
that out.
ends to go and 16 shots
No,
difference.
well, they're going to shake hands here. There's been a result next door, and so this match is over.
Well, if they scored next door, that's it.
So what we were hoping for was the exciting conclusion, but it's going to be a victory here and claiming the men's inter-region sides championship for 2024-25. Metro Southwest, it's been an imperious performance. They've fought back on this rink gamely. Carl Healey and David Ferguson are going to call to draw. Next door, it was...
Well, if Nick Cahill scored it all, that was it, because with 16 the difference, that's 2 8s.
Yep. So it was a score there to Metro Southwest. They are your champions and well deserved.
And look, and we'd love to bring you the final ends of the women's, but no chance, sorry, that we're on rink 15. They're on the other end of the green. You won't see anything. There's bodies in the way, so we do apologise for that. But our comms team will have the final score and all the results up on our socials and our website very soon.
But yes, so you can check all that on results.bowlslink.com.au or download the Bowls Now app. It'll all be on Bowls New South Wales social media, on our website. So do make sure that you follow along, like, follow, subscribe On behalf of Andrew Lynn, on behalf of our team, my name is Nick Hind. It's been fantastic to have your company here with us here at Cabra Bowls. We'll be back here on Thursday for Platinum Pennant from 1 p.m. for the round 11, and then, of course, on Friday and Saturday for Platinum Pennant finals. We look forward to your company then. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your evening.